The major problem that I have with the ICU that I, for some reason, every time I go in there thinking about this, I still fuck it up. I
Yeah.
do my work behind their bed. I'm on the headboard changing wires, basically. What
It's
you do,
all
Joe,
above
for a
board.
living?
Ironically.
Yeah, right. And then I'm
supposed to be
leaving.
there, in other
Then I'm
words.
leaving. Like I said, only 2 out of 10 of them are intubated, so they're like awake and talking to me. I don't know what their fucking problem is. Besides the guy with no legs and a huge distended stomach, he either has
Yeah.
pancreatitis. He was he was like in his 40s and he drug issue and
Yeah.
alcohol.
Some
and
of the
thing.
issues are probably more obvious than others.
Yeah, he fucking did it to himself, and I feel bad for him. He was cool. I like talking to him, but besides that, I leave there. I'm like, oh, thanks for letting me in here. Have a great night. Say that to everybody. I haven't not said that yet.
Well,
Every time.
It's well wishing. You know,
Dude,
wait,
a month of high turnaround ICU where there's people in
course
there
not
that I
a
don't
great
see. I see them every day, and sometimes a dude's there for a week. Sometimes a guy's there for a couple hours, and
I don't think that's that
I'm like,
bad,
oh
man.
well, I hope you have a great night.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously hilarious, but it's like I'm still hoping you have a great night. You could say something.
No, I
like,
am. Yeah, enjoy the
something
night.
bad, like,
I've
you could
said
be
things
like-
bad. Yeah, go
No,
on.
you could be like, get well soon.
I know better than that. Yeah, after having dying family members, you don't go. Well, I hope you feel better.
No, they don't want to hear that.
That
shit.
don't work and work. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the night. Cool. Yeah, I'll
hope
enjoy
you have
this.
a great
Gagging.
I'll enjoy it for the last time ever. No, I mean that's
Yeah,
still better
dude.
than a lot of things you could say. You could say, "I'm going to pray for you." I mean, that's worse.
Oh,
than
that's the
saying, "Tell me
number
to go
one
fuck
worst
myself."
thing. Yeah, how about this when a guy looks at you and he's on the ventilator and he does this, and then he's trying to say something, and I go,
Sees into your
"How you
soul.
doing? I'm Dylan. I'm from IT. I'm just gonna come to the headboard." They go, I'm like, "Yeah, I have a good one." I'm like, "I'll just be behind here." And the nurse
How
comes
you
in and she's like,
doing?
"Oh, you can't breathe?" I'm like, and he's like, I'm like, "Oh, cool." He was trying to tell me he can't breathe. Appreciate that.
awful.
And I just said, "Hi, yeah, I'm gonna be working on some wires behind you, dude."
Unfortunately for you, I'm not the guy you want to see right now.
Yeah,
Let's
and I'm
see if
here
you
in
get
my
lucky.
Hawaiian shirt working on fucking computers. No, but no,
You
the
can
funny
breathe a little bit. I didn't hear the incessant beeping that says you
Yeah.
can't.
no,
unless
the
it's
story about this that I want everyone to know, I want you to know,
unplugged.
is
That's all I hear.
I forget what the day before was like, but it probably involved a little bit of drinking.
Sure,
And-
sure, but let's not lean too heavily on that. You know, I mean, I'm sure
No,
you're
no,
professional
we're
at
not
your
going to do
job.
that. I forget exactly what it was, but I've been sick for sure over the past couple of weeks since I've been in wherever you
Probably
guys
burnt out.
said
Your
that
immune
I've
system's
been.
probably shot.
The whole thing.
Plus, you're in
so,
a hospital where you're probably your immune system's probably working overtime as you're working overtime.
oh yeah, for sure.
I mean,
So-
hospitals are clean, but they're riddled with diseases. I mean, literally, people bring diseases in there on a daily basis.
Oh yeah, and things like staph infections are really, really a problem.
Infections everywhere.
And
Everyone's
I
got
learned
it.
about this
Right.
because there's so many horrible bacteria going in
Mhm.
there that they all combine and make a super one,
It's like the Rat King. Where they all
It's like
got
the
tails
Rat
tied
King,
together
dude.
and they just attack you.
or a super mouse. My mom's mouse that ate all our vitamins.
Yes, or super mouse. is
What?
Another, any kind of rodent with powers.
Yeah, Dom, you know the stairs down here in the basement.
Yeah.
One time because you're the mouse czar, right?
Currently, yeah, 'cause I got 2 in 1.
No, but what's your name on the commercial? You were the
He's like a mouse hunter or something.
mouse
wasn't he?
hunter.
Like a
Yeah,
bounty
you're
hunter?
the mouse hunter. You know
Yeah.
more about mice than anyone. You've killed
Sure,
two
I
mice.
tracked down mouse, but they call me mouse hunter.
You've killed 2 mice with 1 stone. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
No
Yes.
one I know has done that except for Dom. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's got
So-
some experience in the field.
Meaning, in his kitchen behind his toaster, Dom killed 2 mice with 1 trap.
Yeah, that's
Tom, is
double
this true?
kill.
I have a picture of it. It happened.
It's been on
Put
the
that
pod.
up.
The only thing that's not true is it was not behind my toaster. It was behind my trash can.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's right. You got the T right.
He's thinking of the
Well,
one
yeah.
that was found dead behind the bread box. No trap necessary.
Oh yeah, that one was rough too.
That one just died.
You just
Committed
fucking died
suicide.
from being in your house.
Just
No,
from
it
being
got,
around
it got
too long.
wedged in between my bread box and like the wall,
Yeah, that's what he was conflating those two
It just
stories.
died there?
and it must have been stuck there. And
I had a mouse dead under my
died
vacuum
over
cleaner
a
for
few
like
days,
months.
and then
didn't know it.
when I found it later, it had been long enough that it started to smell a
Excuse me.
little bit, and its fur was stuck to my wall when I got rid
Yeah,
of it.
when they degrade like that, their flesh becomes glue. I've seen it before. But also,
you can't-
what is your bread box? An engine block?
No, piece
No?
of wood. It's very nice, actually.
I believe it. Yeah.
The mouse became part of it.
It's got roosters on it.
But tell us about Super Mouse. He ate all your mom's vitamins.
Oh yeah,
You might have told Dom that. You haven't told him the pod before, though.
Really, Joe? Do you know what Super Mouse?
No, you probably told Dom when you guys were over there doing your mouse hunting videos, and I wasn't there.
Probably, yeah. No, Super Mouse. Super Mouse was like when my mom's house had where I am currently had a undisclosed location. This could be anywhere in the world.
Could be anywhere,
but,
really.
Had a worse mouse problem. I'm saying that there's not still one, but just when it was really bad,
It was an epidemic.
The mouse ate all of her like vitamin B and magnesium.
I like how you think that's Super Mouse and not Dead Mouse 5, because maybe we can eat a bunch of those, but a fucking thing weighs like half a pound. You can't overdose on vitamin B12. That thing probably died.
I mean, you can overdose on anything, but whatever was going on is that the mouse were just eating Wonder Bread. They were eating all of her supplements.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had a mouse that overdosed on breadbox, though. So I mean,
that's
it's
true.
not that much more impressive.
I know, but we just always like to
he
think
ate
that
that,
Super Mouse is down here somewhere.
I'm sure it was helping them. Or it was
He's
probably
very,
consuming the other ones.
very smart. He's
Getting larger.
very nutritious. So he's doing his normal thing, and he's just gaining muscle. Like fucking
Just
Laird
tacking
Lobster.
on mass.
Tacking on mass. Yeah, and weirdly enough, she didn't have creatine down here, but maybe next time we'll try that.
Oh, that would be real Super Mouse. You'd be in big trouble.
You're playing with fire now.
You try to hit him with the broom, and he turns it on you.
yeah, like that crab that like stops the fucking. Yeah, I know. So,
yeah.
No, but I just want to talk about the worst thing that I've done in years. Is, I clogged the toilet in the ICU.
Oh, no.
Myself.
Those bedpans are not for you, Dylan. They're supposed to be for the people who are the patients.
I know, but they have bathrooms there for everyone to use or whatever it is. And
I know, I'm just kidding.
I had to use so much toilet paper and had so much going on that I clogged it.
Oh no!
And then
that feeling you have when you realize what's the truth.
Oh, it was bad. And this is one of the like Hudson High School fucking power toilets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I've never ever clogged one of those before.
I thought those were nigh uncloggable.
I thought that you could put anything you want in those and you wouldn't clog it.
Yeah.
Never have I clogged one of those. So let's start before that. So I'm walking to the bathroom. The cleaning lady's outside.
Good timing.
Yeah, like just like the usual Lawrence Hispanic cleaning lady, you know.
No, you go hit the help button and the nurse comes in and you're like, yeah.
Yeah. So she's outside and she was just about to go in there and clean it, and I looked at her and she's like, "Oh no, you go in." I was like, "Okay." So I was in there for a while, and
she definitely left and went to a different bathroom.
And I thought maybe she would just like move on and come back.
Yeah.
And so I took a huge fat fucking shit in this toilet.
How many Keurigs was it?
A lot. It was like mostly weird diarrhea, so a lot of toilet paper.
It must have been like that, like spackle, like
it was bad, dude.
Like tile caulk
really
stuff. Because usually if it's diarrhea, you're no problem going down there. But that must have been like just the viscosity and the.
It was so bad, dude. It was
cement
bad.
Mix going down a toilet.
Yeah, and like I'd get up, have to go again, It was just terrible. And then went to flush, ain't fucking working. And this is again a commercial, high fucking powered, high caliber.
Yeah, you are
fucking a lot of
50 caliber.
A lot of black powder velocity behind this fucking water pressure.
Yeah,
and I clogged it, and I was like, oh my god. And then I was like, she's probably still outside. So I was like, what do I do? So I stuck my hand in the toilet.
Oh my god, dude!
Up to I don't know, half my forearm, and, and pulled out all of the toilet paper and put it in the trash. But you could hear the water dripping from the toilet paper as I moved it 6 feet over to the trash can into there, and then flushed it, and then it worked. And you could hear the water dripping. And then I wiped up the water, and I was like, oh my god, fuck my life.
So you had a whole trash can full of your fucking spackling in there.
It didn't look like it because it was already so water saturated.
You had to take that on the go, right? Or no? You're like, it's fine.
What do you mean on the go?
I mean, like, dispose of the evidence.
All I
think is the lady's going to walk in there, look at the trash bag full of a basketball-sized toilet paper.
I'm just a vendor. I'm just going to take the trash out, okay?
I don't know.
Just trying to do you a favor. No, it was
man.
in the trash bag, and I just said,
That's
I'm
fine.
just going to let this go.
Just be there.
Already enough paper towels in there anyways to probably absorb some of it. No one's gonna know.
Absorb some of the fucking rat
but you could, but like when you're sticking your hand in a toilet and pulling out toilet paper and then moving it 6 feet over, you're squeezing it. I was like wringing it out in the toilet and then bring it over. It makes a sound.
God, dude.
It's bad, yeah, dude. So then I'm washing my hands or whatever it is. It's been a while since I've also haven't been in here for 30 seconds. It's been a long time.
So you got a long day ahead of you during.
All's good. I'm all cleaned up, all dried up. Open the door. Lady's fucking laughing at me. She can't even look at me. She's like looking down, dying laughing, and I'm like,
she knows it's been a problem in there.
Yeah, I'm like, cool. Yeah, there's
so
she's heard the whole. She's heard the water. She's heard like the dripping. It's been bad. She heard the whole thing.
Probably made her fucking day. She's like, this is fucking great. So then she obviously looks right in the toilet, right in the basket.
Oh, so fucking gross.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, please God, no. You're saying
hot,
all the pleading.
Hot.
Yeah.
So hot.
Oh, come on, what the fuck? This is fucking. I just started the whisper yelling. What the fuck? This is fucking bullshit.
Well, it's usually just you're like, what the fuck?
Why? What? No. Even the whisper screaming.
Christ.
No, come on. Right now? Why now?
Oh, yeah.
That is amazing. Another story that only Dylan Reed could tell.
Thank you. I'm happy to come back.
At least you didn't have to rip off your underwear this time.
Not that day.
That's what I said. This time.
We'll get to that.
No, we're not telling the AutoZone story again. We've already told it twice on the podcast. All right, keep it fresh.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna get not funny if I keep bringing this up. But the past 4 weeks have had plenty of this. So
wow,
well, now
we know how to start the pod. This will be before the bumper in the beginning. Just in case everyone knows how good this podcast is going to be. Unfortunately, it's going to get a lot grosser than this, and it probably won't be nearly as funny.
I'm making up for lost time, guys. I haven't been here in 4 weeks.
We missed the fuck out of you.
Due to mental illness.
Dylan, that reminds me.
So,
he's been on mental health leave.
Mental health leave. They've kept me. They told me I was working in the hospital. Turns out I was just a patient.
They Shutter Island you.
They Shutter Island me bad. Didn't even know until 4 weeks until I clogged the toilet.
Look how bad. Look how
bad. You reached in with your full hand. You're like, oh, I'm just going to work. They're like laughing, like, okay, good job, buddy. Good job.
Think this is work? Yeah, thanks.
That's
dude.
fun.
Yeah, no, it turns out I was there.
They're like, see what happens when he doesn't take his pills? He thinks he works on medical equipment.
Yeah, he's trying to. He's been unplugging the microwave like in and out for fucking 2 days. His
only skill is amateur mechanic.
I can't go home. I have to work overtime.
All I know is about.
Says, have a good night and walks out.
Exactly. So that's
you're fucking Andrew Lattis over there. We gotta get off this rock, Teddy. We gotta get off this rock.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, actually, I like him more.
In the ICU at Lawrence General or whatever.
Well, yeah. Why would I be there, dude?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
It's bad, dude. And the fact that I'm alive still is fucking crazy. We'll get to that later.
I'm so glad you're back. We're glad you're back. We'd like to introduce you as our favorite guest, Dylan Reed.
I'm not even resident anymore. Been demoted. Been demoted so bad, guys. I'm not fucking just favorite guest.
Dylan, I find this story of you working in a hospital very interesting, considering last I talked to you, you were going to teach King Leonidas Russian chess openings. How'd that go?
That's a good point.
Well, he's far he's fallen from grace at this point.
Yeah, no. King Leonidas Russian chess openings. It's a great thing. I've lost my king, being King Leonidas, and I try to keep my queen. That's how I like to start off the game. If that helps,
good stuff.
All right.
Every good chess opening, you should lose your king and then play from there.
My king being the black guy who got kicked in the chest by Leonidas down the hole. That was my dad.
Oh, yeah, the guy. The guy was the messenger.
Lost him. Yeah, exactly. So,
this is madness.
So now I try to bang his wife.
Hey, man, that's the ancient world. You got to do what you got to do. I'm going to go ahead and stop it right here because we haven't started the podcast yet.
Hey guys, welcome to the Dylan and Joe Basement Podcast. if you guys have throughout the past decade, triple decade, lifetime, ever hotboxed your kitchen with the door shut and the window shut with Newports, you come to the right place. We're Dylan, Joe, and Dom, and today we're talking about. Honestly, Montezuma's Revenge.
Again, they can't read that. They can't. They don't know what we're talking
Parasites. About. I know this, and I don't know who Bon Joon-hai is, but we're talking about some shit here, and we're excited to tell you more about it. So, you guys take it away.
Sometimes we're actually going to be literally talking about shit because we're talking about parasites today, and they love that kind of stuff. They love getting in your gastrointestinal
love
system.
They
love getting shit.
It's and kind of
nature
is
gross. Kind of thing. Yeah, nature's gross. We're going to go through that today in our story of like probably the most disgusting top countdown ever, but most exciting too. So I think it's a win-win.
No, definitely. Also, Joe, you got my joke first, right? Like hot boxing your kitchen with Newports.
Oh yeah,
this was our life for a while.
I've done that many times. I hotboxed your old truck with Newports one time where we had like cigars in there.
My truck?
Dizzy head.
All of our trucks?
No, it was like maybe it wasn't a truck, but it was like you didn't use it for truck.
My truck, I had a truck, yeah.
Yeah, the garage. That's the one I'm talking. Yeah,
we hotboxed.
We hotboxed it with like cigars and cigarettes.
The 85 C10 with cigarettes and cigars.
Yeah,
that was a single cab.
We made it out of there. That was like 10 years of smoking all in the same day.
Yeah, no, we hotboxed that too. That was cool.
Fun stuff.
Good time.
But yeah. Speaking of parasites that latch on to things to survive that way. Dom, how are you doing today?
Good.
Okay, great.
Nice, dude.
It's so great to have Dylan back, our fearless leader, our champion, our king.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. I hope I'm not as insufferable as Napoleon. I just watched that over the past 3 days, an hour a day with my coffee.
The Ridley Scott feature.
Yeah, it was pretty shitty. Okay. So to start, before we go in this, because we are talking about parasites, and I think everyone knows about them, maybe have had some, hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
Dominic, when's the last time you've had diarrhea and how bad? On a scale of 1 to 10. 1 to Napoleon. How bad?
Hold on. At what point is it you're sprinting to the bathroom? What number is that?
That's Napoleon.
Really?
All right.
Shouldn't there be one level more where it's like you're physically dehydrated, like the one that kills you? Shouldn't that be 10? There's a diarrhea that kills you.
Oh shit.
That's got to be 10.
No, that's a good point, Joe.
Right in the bathroom, I say like 7 or 8. Like I feel like that's not the top one.
Well, it's a good point. Like when they say that, like COVID was like, most people have a mild illness. A mild illness meant like 104 fever, shitting and throwing up, and dying.
Sliding scale.
But being on a ventilator is actually more than mild.
10. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you get a good point. So yeah, shitting yourself in your own car is 6.
Oh, okay. That's a 6.
It's even lower than I thought.
The last time
I would have said it was a 10 until you decided to fuck up the ratio.
Well, I just mean people have died from shitting themselves to death, so that's got to be 10.
True. Yeah, diarrhea has killed a lot of people.
Yeah, more humans than most.
So how do we rate this? Do we rate this on like none of us have died?
I don't know if we should really get caught up in the weeds since it was a throw off question. We haven't even started yet.
I've never had to full on sprint to the bathroom. I'm going to shit my pants before.
In your whole life?
You never had to sprint?
Other than like maybe when I was like a child.
You've never shit your pants as an adult?
No.
We've definitely gone over this before.
How did you get on this podcast?
Well, Dylan didn't realize
you got the fucking
very low.
You got the like questionnaire, right? Before you joined?
He lied on it.
I think I lost it.
Did you lie on that?
He lied on the questionnaire. He had to have.
You lied on that.
Wow. Andrew got in by technicality because
didn't even need the question.
You shit yourself one time, it's equal to pissing yourself 10 times.
Yeah. The ratio goes up hard. Yeah, exactly. No, but he didn't even need the questionnaire. We just have video.
Yeah, we have a video proof.
Eyewitness reports.
Yeah, no need. You're people vouch for you. We have evidence.
All right, Dom, it's fine. We're all about do first, ask later. So I appreciate.
It's been a long time.
We're glad you're on the podcast, but you've never shit your pants. I can't.
I've had I need to go take a shit right now, and
but
I've never had to.
We're gonna wait that out.
Yeah. I've never had to run.
That should be like a 6 there when you're like you can do the fast walk to the toilet.
Yeah. All right. If that's the case, it's 6, and I don't know.
All right.
Last year maybe.
Wow.
I don't know.
What happens if you
after all that?
So what happens if you're
right
hungover?
Now?
If you're hungover, decide that you're not gonna drink that day to let yourself recuperate, and then you eat a whole entire pint of fish food from Ben and Jerry's, and then go to bed. Maybe you drink a little cranberry juice, maybe some water, maybe some milk, and then you wake up the next day.
You smoke a
and
pack
then
of Newports.
you go, I have to fart, and then you fart, and it's not a fart. Never happened to you before.
Dylan, let me throw another thing at you right here. I've never had Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
We don't have time for this.
What? Okay, Haagen-Dazs?
I don't even like ice cream that much, and I've of course had Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Come on.
No, never had it.
All right, so we're on
continue.
the same wavelength here.
Maybe to Easter this year, we should walk to Ben and Jerry's instead of Dairy Queen and see what we can get.
All the way down by the Apex Center.
Yeah, right. Route 20. Cool.
Washington Post Road.
They have it at the fucking Packy as well if you want a pint.
That's not the pint I'm going for if I'm at the Packy.
So yeah, Dom's never shit himself. Joe, how's your diarrhea doing?
I know I have not shit myself as an adult
ever.
No, I full on filled my pants with poopy. It has not happened.
But like sharded.
I have sharded.
That's what I'm talking about. Like you fart.
But it's not like
no one.
It's more like I was like, you check your boxers and you're like, oh my god, my fucking ass feels terrible, and there's like a little spot there. I'm not like full on like blasting, like the first blast when you're getting down there, it's not like a full shit, but you're like, and like the shotgun blast hits. I've never done that in my pants. Luckily, the closest I got was I was on my way to Wood Forms, probably about a year ago now. I knew when I got in my car I had to shit, but I was gonna be late, and it was like an hour away. So by the time I got there, I was looking at the clock, looking at the GPS, and I was like, I might have to pull over and just do it on the side of the road, which I have never had to do. Thank Christ.
Yeah, I've never had that.
Wait, you had to shit on the side of the road?
I almost did, and it was a photo. It was a photo finish. I got in there. I fumbled with the keys.
Sorry.
And then, of
I
course,
can imagine driving by you and be like, "Is that Joe?"
Does anyone have a pine tree?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And then, of course, when I got in there, the showroom floor had a bathroom that was out of commission for the last 2 months I worked there. So I had to go to the far end of the factory building to the toilet. Oh my god,
dude, it's horrible.
And by the time I got there, it was nasty business. And speaking of nasty business, we're going to talk about the top 5 parasites.
Cool. No one asked me. Top 5 parasites.
We already heard enough of your shit stories today. You can sprinkle them throughout the podcast. We can't do another 20 minutes on shit. We have to get to the list at some point here.
Oh, that's fine.
And that's why I'm the director of the podcast here. We're going to get on to the podcast. You guys know how the rules are. We each put a nominee up. Each of us vote for them. And we defend our position. And then there you go. You pick whatever it is. And we always say it's top, meaning that there's no actual criteria for us. Whatever we feel like. If you convince us, you can win.
Well, it's about like it's a holistic spiritual view on what top best anything means. Like as we did with cars and with fucking fish and
Apocalypse
shit.
Survival Team,
birds, all these things. Like it's like, oh, what's the best bird? You immediately think
chicken,
falcon, obviously.
Sure,
it's fucking fast.
That was not your number one pick.
No, Dom, Jesus Christ.
He's trying to make a point here.
Shit. Trying to make a goddamn point. Is that, it's not the best bird just because it's fast. Everyone thinks that. Just like best dinosaur, T-Rex. It's fucking not.
Yeah, it's not.
Same thing with parasite. Best parasite is not necessarily, or is it, the biggest killer?
Mm-hmm. Who knows?
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons.
Might not even have to do with shit or your asshole.
Yeah, even the top parasite is like one that doesn't really hurt you that much. It just like hangs out, just chills with you and stuff.
Yeah, and it could be your favorite.
Favorite, best, worst. So let's get into it. We're gonna hop right into it now, just because you guys don't know this, but we've been talking for an hour already. So
at least, absolutely, at least.
We like to catch up. We haven't seen each other in a while. So we're gonna start it off with number 5, the top parasite. It's up to anybody who wants to go first. I don't mind going first, but if you guys want to volunteer.
Before that, can I say the definition of a parasite?
Please do. Actually, very useful. I'm so fast blowing by I've forgotten to set the table for us. Thank you, Dom.
This is the definition direct from the CDC of a parasite.
Okay, that woke mind virus organization that's making us all get vaccinated. Okay.
Yeah. Parasite is an organism that lives on or in a host organism and gets its food from or at the expense of its host. Mm-hmm. That's a parasite.
Very
so
nice.
unlike an animal or a plant or no, it could be plant, could be an animal. I guess they all are animals and plants. It's not a definition by kingdom. It's a definition of how it feeds, I suppose. So it's not a predator. It's not a herbivore. It is like a hanger on. It takes the life force out of you, like a leech that might come on the list. I should stop using examples.
Yeah.
Yeah. It leeches your life force out like a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like a werewolf will, swallow you whole like a fish bone in a trash can in a cartoon,
and pull your skeleton out.
A vampire will suck your blood. It'll kind of drain it from you and drain your life force. So
I am trying to figure out how to do that. By the way,
you've been training. You've been studying.
No, I'm catching some fucking serious fish right now.
Yeah,
and I want to. You
can tell by the hat.
Instead of taxiderming them like I have been doing with my mackerel, I would like
cool thing to do.
Is cool. You know, everyone's going to have their own hobbies when you stop doing physical activity like biking and surfing.
Yeah.
I know.
You're getting your head start on your old man hobbies. By the time you're actually an old man, you're going to be a fucking pro.
Taxidermy, rebuilding vintage mixing machines.
Yeah, I have neck and head injuries. I have stopped exercising. That's my whole plan.
Yeah.
Now I've been taxiderming.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I solve that keeping busy thing. And I'm trying to figure out right now how to dissolve the flesh of a fish that I catch so I can mount only its whole entire skeleton on my wall.
I'm going to reach out to Russell. He knows what to do about dissolving flesh.
I can't figure it out. Besides burying it, letting all the critters in my yard eat it. But
that does work, but it takes a lot of time.
I'm trying not to get
also,
sidetracked.
you don't need to bury it to do that. You just need a box that's caged in.
Okay. So I'm not trying to get sidetracked, but I just want to say that I did just bury.
But I just want to get into 25 minutes on for fish.
No. About 2 weeks ago, I buried a fucking 14-inch rainbow trout in my yard. Yeah. And this morning,
I can't find it.
A rainbow came out.
Not fucking around at all.
Looks like a dog got to my lawn.
It does, dude. I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, shit. Giant hole in my yard right where I buried a rainbow trout. Awesome. Weird, right?
Imagine
what could have done this? Could be a lot of things.
Out.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's gone.
Yeah, so I guess the
take that back. Whatever was walking by there decided that there's probably a fish here.
How would an animal be able to smell a rotting fish? The one
it looks like a dog dug a hole in my yard and the fish is gone. That's all I know. So I tried that, Dominic. Thanks.
Yeah, so don't do that again.
You didn't recommend it either, but just thanks for...
You got it, dude.
You got to hang it from a flagpole so they can't reach it. Yeah. So the fish dangling.
I know. Or bury it like 8 feet down.
Yeah.
Or don't. Or yeah.
Yeah.
Put it in a casket, a fish casket. They're gonna get it in there.
Yeah, that has a cage around it so they can't get to it.
I'll tell you how to do it later.
Cover it in 8 feet of
cement. Yeah, we'll talk about this later. So anyway, go on, guys.
Who's going first?
I think Dom. Joe said he would.
I will, but I think Dom should.
All right, fine. I'll go first.
I like it when Dom starts.
This, I think, is going to be a lot like the insect one, where sometimes we have that, like the nickname for it. Sometimes we only have the scientific name for it, at least for me.
Yeah.
It's true for Dylan, too. Obviously, I mean, honestly, he rarely ever has the real name for it. It's whatever he thinks it is,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Especially
we all have our own play style.
Especially it's from an island.
Fair game.
My first one is a type of parasite that is actually in the fungi family.
Wow.
It is the species, the genus or whatever, is called the Cordyceps.
Oh, shit.
Cordyceps.
Cordyceps.
The Last of Us. They took this concept
and
uploaded it.
Exactly my thoughts.
Cordyceps mushroom.
Which is mostly in Asia. But it can be all over the place. 600 known species of it.
Ooh.
They mostly just attach onto like insects and arthropods. It's very rare that it affects humans, but not in multiple video games and a TV show and a movie. It's used to make zombies.
Zomboid.
But it has long been used in traditional Chinese medicine, with no scientific evidence of it helping anything at all.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But they've been doing it for about 1,500 years.
Hey, it's like shark fin soup. You might as well just try it out.
Yep. Yeah, might as well.
But don't they? There's more to it than them just latching on, right? Don't they like subsume part of the body of the creature and become?
Yeah, and that's how they reproduces through things in the animal. Like it's one of the things. Like there's like a little tube that sticks out of the ground.
Yeah,
that is not the dangerous part of this thing. It's what's underground, what's actually latching onto things and sucking in its nutrients.
Oh yeah.
Because like if you think about it, mushrooms, fungi, they grow off of rotting things. These just grow off of things that aren't rotted yet.
But they will. They will be.
Yeah. Like I'm going to grab onto this. This area of you is going to die.
I call this thing.
Dibs.
It's going to be dead.
Shotgun.
Yep. Nice.
And and it's famous from being in
Last of Us
TV shows.
By saying shotgun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and also you said the actual name
yeah.
of it. Yeah. That's a good one, dude. Cordyceps mushroom.
Yeah, no, solid.
Probably as of last year, probably the most famous parasite in the world from the Last of Us TV show.
I've never heard of it until today.
No, it's good.
Yeah, but you don't like to watch things.
It's true.
Me?
No, Dom. He doesn't like watching.
I was gonna say, I watched that.
He likes watching things he's already watched 100 times with one more time. There's nothing wrong with that.
One more time.
And it's not a symptom of any neurological situations going on.
No, I just have diarrhea.
Apparently not, actually. Dominic never has diarrhea. Lucky bastard. Brag.
That's what happens when you don't drink coffee at all.
You don't drink coffee?
No.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Collins family?
Well,
that's rare.
A lot of us
coffee.
Drink coffee.
Joe drinks Monster. What do you just?
No, I don't have any. I don't have any caffeine intake at all.
No caffeine and very rarely ever nicotine. So I'd say that actually helps with the diarrhea situation.
Fucking life is just doing it. All right, cool.
Dylan, you can go next if you don't mind.
Yeah, my number 5 parasite is the family from Parasite, the movie.
And you didn't know who Bong Joon-ho was? Dom's name is literally the director
dude. Bong Joon-ho is the goddamn director.
Yeah, I typed it in wrong.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
What?
Didn't you know that? He's never seen stuff. We just went over
this. All right, well,
it's not American Dad, so I don't know why you thought he watched it.
But have you seen everything Bong Joon-ho is fucking out of this world.
He just watched his first Wes Anderson movie last night.
Second.
Ahead of himself. I'm sorry, Isle of Dogs.
Is the best director. So anyways, no, the family from Parasite, since it's the most famous movie called Parasite.
Yes.
And
Academy Award winning Best Picture.
Is that unlike we could throw out some other parasites for sure, but I'm not gonna just in case you guys pick them.
Later.
Let's stick to this one for now. The family from the movie Parasite.
They're the classic version. They worm their way in to a thing and then mooch off of it. Classist. And then they discover other parasites that have been doing the same thing, that they're smart. I'd say number 5 is the family from Parasite, the movie from Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah, they really do subsist off of the well-being of others, which is a very parasitic thing to do.
It is, but I also side with them.
Well, yeah, because the themes of the movie are more than just demonizing them, and there's a lot more going on there.
Exactly. So I'm down with those guys.
It's
like Navy SEAL mentality, like if you're, they always say like
it's a Navy SEAL mentality.
No, to win you got to cheat.
Parasitic on the U.S. economy. The amount of funding
sometimes you just got to stay alive, which means you gotta fucking hit the balls.
Well. They don't have to do that. They can survive other ways. They decide to just latch on to you.
No, it's like, oh, hey, we're going to duel tomorrow at 3 p.m. and someone's going to die. You get there at 1 o'clock and you shoot him in the head.
Yeah, that's not a parasite.
It's not a parasite. That's
I'm just saying that's what the parasites did. You got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Anyway, necessary, but that does not. It's not very parasitic. Parasite would show up before you wake up and slowly strangle you to death before you get to the dueling arena.
While feeding itself.
While sucking
but
your
to do it to eat.
Out.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But
I don't know.
Yeah,
being a crazy cheater is not being a parasite. If you're gonna cheat, that's a lot of animals cheat.
Well, but not talking about sex. I'm talking about just.
I'm talking about killing somebody without being
breaking
fair.
Society's rules. Yeah. That's fine. No one cares about that.
Breaking the rules, breaking necks. Or maybe I should have been first. I'm really regretting this now.
So Joe, good luck with this. Hope you do
well. Luckily, mine is kind of funny too. Not as funny as yours, obviously. But my top 5 parasite number 5, and I only have it this low because it's not actually that bad on the grand scheme of parasites. But for me, it's the worst parasite of all time, and that, of course, is the mite parasite known as scabies. This is a microscopic mite that crawls all over your skin, feeding on your skin cells and laying eggs on your flesh altogether. So now, I've already been open about this on the pod. I can be open about it again. I had this for months at a time.
That's what I was hoping you'd say.
Yes, I
was like, are you gonna just say this and not say that?
Oh, I can't. I can't not say it. I have personal experience with this. It's a fucking living nightmare.
Yeah.
Number one, I've never been so itchy in my life. I've had chicken pox. I've had dry skin every year of my life. I mean, I got sweaty balls, whatever I have. It's the itching. It's next level. It happens mostly. It happens during the day all the time. A low grade itch that never goes away all day. So like at any given moment, you know how like when you're like your skin's feeling a sunburn, like you're always a little itchy. You can always scratch a little bit, but you can kind of let it go. This is like a low grade itch where at any given moment you have an itch and you're like every 5 minutes you're like I'm fighting it. I'm gonna do it. I'm fighting it. All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm fighting it. All right, I'm gonna do it. Like it's every 5 minutes you have to scratch.
God damn.
You have to during the day, and that's during the daytime where it's nice. At night, they come up, they wake up, and they all come alive, and they start really crawling and eating. So the whole night, you're half asleep, half awake, scratching your ass, scratching your face, like all over your whole body. You can't stop scratching. It's mostly around your midsection to your thighs, but it's itchy as fuck. I mean, you're digging around. I'll get my like scarring up just by scratching away. And it's all over you. You can't talk to anybody about it because you get it mostly not through sitting on a toilet like the crab myth, or not through like, the air. You get it through being in skin-to-skin contact directly with somebody else, which means you're usually having sex with somebody when you get it, which is not a great version of getting
So it's an STP.
Stone Temple Pilots, baby.
Yeah.
Sexually transmitted parasite.
And it took me a fucking million years to get done. I went to the doctor twice. The first time, they were like, oh, you must have some kind of like fungal infection or whatever. And I was like, I don't know. I think I have this thing because I looked up all the symptoms. And they're like, okay, WebMD, whatever. And then...
Well, the WebMD would say that you have cancer.
Yeah,
you're going to die.
And then when I went back the second time, I was like, I'm sure I have this. And they're like, okay, yeah, you do. And then they prescribed me this crazy like sulfur lotion that you have to cover your entire body from head to toe. Not just to toe. Your bottoms of your feet too. Every inch of your skin. And you have to just lay down and just like let it happen. You're supposed to suffocate them all by doing that. But honestly, and it wasn't just like, oh, I'm a little itchy. Like my business looks like I wouldn't show it to a doctor. I was even embarrassed to show it to a doctor. I was like, my business is fucked up to hell. I got all kinds of shit going. It was a fucking nightmare for multiple months. Yeah, I got some pictures of it. We'll pixelate just the tip.
Yeah. I found that on the
dude. Honestly, like when I was using like the first medication they gave me and it wasn't working, I was like, oh my god, it was a fucking nightmare for so long.
Did you have any thoughts of like, maybe using like a clothing steamer? Like, did you think about like doing other things besides what they told you to do?
I thought about
what else could you do?
Everything, dude. I was using
like boiling water.
I first started just using moisturizing lotion just because I thought it was itchy. I was washing my sheets every day. I was doing everything because that's all you're thinking about all day long. There wasn't.
Well, I'm asking you this because I made you drink vinegar for a drug test one time, right?
Yeah, well, that worked though. That worked.
So the reason I'm asking this is I'm like, we've tried alternative therapies the doctors didn't
no, dude.
We know worked, and guess who worked at Target and who didn't? You did, and I did, and some people didn't.
Was
because
2 days
we drank
after the first time I ever did drugs in my life. I had to do a drug test, and I passed it.
Yeah,
so.
And I made you drink straight up vinegar for like, you tell us, but
I drank 2 full glasses of it, and I drank about 8 gallons of water within the 24 hours.
8 gallons of water, and
to
then
the point
you passed
where
the piss test.
They were like, "This is too clear. You're gonna have to do it again." But
piss
no,
smells like vinegar.
You're full of piss and vinegar. But no, I'm telling you. I mean, I can't stress it enough to be like, "Did you try this? Did you try that?" It's like it consumed my mind for 3 months. I tried every fucking thing.
Is a form of pain. It's terrible.
There's nothing I didn't try. Like they'd be like, "Oh, do you think about this?" Like it's all I've been thinking about. What do you mean? I tried that? I tried every goddamn thing on the side.
Did you try going? Did you try going to confession?
I went to confession.
That's a good
I started
point,
worshiping
Dominic.
Shiva.
Wait, did you listen to Dom? He has the best version of...
I answered him. Did you listen to me? I said, that's the first thing I did. I didn't even know it was a parasite. I thought God was cursing me for my fornication acts.
And you said I have sinned. I have had sexual intercourse with a woman,
with a dirty person. That apparently isn't that the irony too? I'm like that dirty bitch, but now I'm the dirty bitch. Yeah. The difference is I didn't fuck anybody after I got it, so who you know. But anyways, this is all something to say that scabies might not be deadly, but it is. I never gone through anything. Luckily, knock on wood, in my life, I have not gone through any medical situation that is that arduous on my mentality.
Wait, but can't you just drink vitamin C and make it go away?
Yeah, but I didn't think of that. No.
What are you, a super mouse?
And I was also working in a restaurant
at the time.
a joke
because people confuse scabies with scurvy, and they're not the same.
Oh, that's why. I thought you were adding it onto the home remedies.
No, not at all. Everyone's like, oh, you had scabies. Like they're like, oh, isn't that the pirate thing? It's like,
yes, probably, but also no.
Yeah.
Yes,
good chance that the whores at the tavern gave me scabies, yeah. And I also have scurvy. Yes, probably.
Yeah, I don't
probably
think
all that, but yeah, no.
Having gone through it, obviously, I can empathize with people who have it, and it doesn't mean you're a whore or dirty or whatever, but it does mean you
banged the wrong person.
You banged the wrong person, And luckily, I will admit,
or someone on the chain of command. Maybe in the chain of, not that you banged the wrong person, but someone in the chain of command banged the wrong person. Banged a pirate. But also,
that's one of the indicators that I knew.
Someone banged a pirate down the line.
One of the indicators I knew where I got it from, besides the fact that because they're like, the gestation period could be a long time. Like it could have been, you don't get it that day. Like they have to grow and make a bunch of eggs. It's disgusting. But the person that I knew, who I thought I might have got it from, was doing a lot of itching and a lot of scratching. And I was like, oh yeah, that's
fuck. Oh my god.
I never directly confronted them about it because from other things we got a little bit separated.
Embarrassing. Yeah. And if it wasn't a dude, it's probably not something you want to bring up. They might not be able to handle that well.
I mean,
a guy, I'd be like, if you...
As much as I was mad at her, I knew it wasn't directly her fault, and I didn't want to, bring that up to her. But it was still, I still blame her, though, because I didn't get it by myself.
If anyone in this podcast, which, if you're listening to this, you probably have, has had to have a conversation where you're like, hey, so I have an STD. I think it was you.
That's got to be one of the hardest conversations.
Hard conversation to have, but...
I only had STP, no STD.
Do you also have this real tough conversation to have? I haven't had that conversation.
But you can also do the moral high ground, be like, you're the only person I've had sex in my whole life, so it has to be you.
Yeah, right.
I'm a virgin, so you did give it to me.
Yeah, the first person I've had sex with, and now I have an STD. I just want to let you know. I'm calling everyone I had sex with, and it happens to be just you.
I'm not mad at
you. In the history of my time,
it's not just that you gave me COVID. It's the shame involved. Everybody that's why I couldn't even talk to my friends or family and be like, "Oh, I'm going through this parasite. I got my ball." Well, I talked to you about it, but not when I first had it. I talked to you about it when I was already solving the problem. I was not
we've
talking.
We've all been burned in one way or another.
I was not talking to anyone. I only talked about it to one person.
I ain't judgmental. I'm just going to make fun of you. It's fine.
But the person who I talked to about it was the one who turned me on to the fact that I might think what I have, and that person was correct about it. Thank God they knew.
Wow, so they were kind of gaslighting you. Wow, you're a whore, and it's
that person was on my side. They were like, "Have you thought about this?" And I was like, "I hope it's not that." They're like, "If it's that, it's the worst." And they didn't have it for as long as I did, or as severely as I did, but they did turn me onto it. Because I tried to do a home remedy. I tried to buy some special soap online. I was like, oh, this will work.
Tea tree oil.
It didn't work. It worked for that person, but not for me. I had to go to the full body, full fucking microwave. I actually was thinking about maybe I should just go in a big MRI machine or an X-ray and just give me cancer just to get rid of this. I was going to do anything.
Yeah. Dude, makes sense.
Anyway, that's enough about me, but scabies. Number 5 vote.
Scabies, number 5. Joe, thanks, dude. So we have scabies versus the family from Parasite versus
the mushroom from
Cordyceps.
Yeah, the mushroom from Last of Us, the family from Parasite, and Joe's nightmares from when he had
from Lovers of the Past. What do we pick, guys? Dom, you went first.
I'm going first. I'm going with Cordyceps because I like the name.
Yeah, I believe it's called.
You can't pronounce it, so sounds good. I went next.
Yes, you did.
Wow, that's a hard one.
I'm going to point
out scabies because I've known a lot of pirates of the.
You know a lot of pirates in your.
the gals of the days who have had that, guys and gals, and I think it's funnier than cordyceps because that's just horrible.
Yeah. I my vote is also for scabies, unfortunately, even though I think that cordyceps.
Yeah, unfortunate.
But my personal experience denies me ability to vote against this.
Not great. Yeah.
That's number 5 on our list of top parasites, scabies, the mites that don't make right, and they go bump in the night. I just came up with that. I'm a genius.
There's an episode of SpongeBob where he's getting someone a birthday cake, and the only one that they have available says, "Sorry about the scabies."
Okay, we'll put that picture up for the pod, maybe, if we can find it. That's number 5. I think we should do number 4 before we do a commercial break. I think we can power through. I think we can
power through this. Yeah, I got to piss now, but it's fine.
Oh, well, if you have to piss now, we can go now. I don't know.
No, I'll be fine.
You'll be fine? Okay. All right, so we're going to start with you, Dylan, and then we'll bang out number 4, and then we'll piss accordingly.
Yeah, so this isn't technically a parasite, but it is to me.
I would wish it would be.
Well, I mean, it lives and breathes and eats off of another host.
Okay.
So it's a parasite?
It stays alive. So in my mind, it's a parasite, but on the definition of it, it's
I think I know what it might be.
It's a fungus, just like Dominic's.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh, now we're talking here. Wow, am I getting turned on by this porta potty right now? So
that was off pod.
No, because Joe, you reminded me of the parasites of the past that I've had. And my favorite parasite that I've had, and I've had a couple of them, is on my asshole.
Oh, I almost put this on the list, but I couldn't steal your example.
And I've had it a few times.
Does it rhyme with
other
bling
locations?
Sperm?
Is it ring sperm?
No, I said, did it rhyme with bling sperm? I didn't want to spoil your answer.
It does, yeah. So I've even had it recently from just being disgusting.
Oh my god!
So go ahead and tell us the name because I don't want to talk over you.
Well, hang on. The first time I got this was in wrestling and just like
wrestling with other dudes.
Being around with dudes, who were sweaty. So that was cool because that just showed up on my arm, like on my forearm, and it looked just like a rash. Yeah. That was cool. I probably had a bunch of times after that, and then the next time was I decided to be poor and live in Boston.
That's
somewhere.
The problem with Americans. They decide to be poor. They just pull stuff up the bootstraps.
If you don't want to be poor, just don't do it.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah, so I couldn't afford the gym, but I need to go to the gym. So I found the community center of Rosendale to go to,
also
which was
known as fucking the what do you call that? The ground zero for this particular parasite.
This is where this came from. Actually,
this is where it all started.
No. If you look at
ground zero
pathology of ringworm, all started back in the 1600s.
In Rosendale?
At the Rosendale Community Center gym.
When some guy got cute and he fucked a worm, and now we all have to pay for the consequences.
Yep, exactly. So 1600s Rosendale Community Center gym where people are lifting weights back then is where this started. So it was $14 a month instead of the YMCA, which was $60-something a month. I was like,
too rich
absolutely.
For your blood. The YMCA was too expensive.
I was also young and questioning life. Back at that time, I was like 22, 23 years old. And I was like, the earth is my worm. And I'm going to suck it.
And you're like, I don't know, maybe guys do suck it better.
Yeah, right. Yeah, something like that.
Only
so I was
2
like,
ways to find out.
No, but the earth is my worm, and I'm going to use it as my fishing rig. And I'm going to use it. So I did. And I went to there. And then the community center there, the gym, it had no fucking sanitizer, no wipes, no Santa cloth, a.k.a. the Mike Tyson wipes.
Santa cloth. It's coming to town.
Santa cloth at all hospitals. It's purple. Well, it's white with purple lid. Santa cloth. You'll see it if you're a nurse, doctor.
We all know about it because of COVID. Otherwise, we would probably.
It's funny. I can bring you some. And
you're right. That's hilarious.
And yeah, so I decided that I'm like, oh, humans, we're just gonna. Thanks, Dom, for the fucking backhand. I'm gonna, I don't. Okay, cool. We're just not going to wash our stuff. It'll be fine. I'm a human. It's probably going to make me stronger.
Yeah, it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger, or makes you in agony for the next 6 months.
No, but I really thought, I was like, I'm just going to just take it all in. Like, it's all going to be good.
This is making me feel a lot less bad for you.
Yep, and it was me and like by myself or one other dude in there the entire time. No windows, nothing. It was like the size of a
windows.
No
one can see what happens in there.
Nope, it was bad. And I'd sit on like the weight bench to go fucking, do whatever. And it was like the black shiny vinyl, and it was always looked wet,
slimy,
always looked fucking slimy, slimy as power bait worms. That you
nice pull
from Walmart that are pre-scented.
Someone's been fishing
and pre-gooey.
Yeah, did you see his hat?
Just like that. Yeah. And I did that, and it took days, not even, for me to be in the middle of the night and be like, oh my fucking God, what the fuck is going on? It was days of me having this membership being like, my asshole is so itchy that you can't even live, dude. You know this, Joe. You know what I'm going through.
The suffering.
Couldn't even breathe, and I'd itch it, and I'd have a fucking orgasm, basically. And then you can't stop.
How good it feels to subsist the itch.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel good. It's just there's no words for itching your asshole.
I was gonna say, like, whenever you're like really itchy and you get a good scratch in, like if you're like had like a long day, whatever, you're like,
but it doesn't stop. You have to.
Yeah, I never felt
stop.
good. It never satisfying.
Never
it was like chasing the dragon, like with heroin.
Chasing the dragon as a fucking action is having ringworm on your asshole.
Ugh.
People want to do heroin? No, just go to the Rosendale Community Center.
Keep chasing it.
Yeah,
they do it there.
They do it there too. Yeah, exactly. That's a great place to do it. But if you want to have like an all natural version,
you'll be lucky if you catch a heroin addiction and not ringworm when you're there.
Yeah, just go there. Don't wear underwear. Or if you catch
feelings.
Don't wear underwear. Wear shorts from Marshalls.
Yeah, go commando with Marshall shorts. Pop that top off.
Which is what I did. Yeah. And then you'll get it, and I got ringworm on my fucking asshole, dude. I went to the doctor, and they're like, I was like, oh my God. That's easily treatable.
Did your doctor do the thing, or you did it for them, and they just took their light and looked in there?
Oh, I don't open it up for them. They do
the open the curtain.
It's a drive-through car wash for humans.
They use the octopus.
You don't need to do anything. Yeah. You don't need to do anything. You go there, you pay good money to have.
They can just smell it when you walk in. They go, "Oh yeah, you got it. You got it."
Look in real quick. They flash the light around over here to make the worms confused, and then they look in quick.
Yeah, they start playing the fucking Indian flute.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but that was bad, dude. Ringworm fucking awful, sucks, and I've had it a lot.
Damn. And that is an interspecies parasite because
I got it from mice. I got it from mice too. My mom's garage in the summer when it gets too humid working on cars. I got ringworm on my thigh from being too humid and disgusting.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a persistent issue that it's not.
Yeah, I'm like the ringworm ringleader, is what some people have called me.
Oh man. Well, folks, now you know why.
If you want to have sex,
Dylan and Joe
hit me up on the Dylan Joe Basin podcast email.
Hit him up.
Then ask for permission.
Any
for
ringworm
my wife
questions?
first,
this guy's got all the hot tips on how to deal with that.
Hot tips.
Super hot. All right, that's pretty great, man.
I know a thing or two.
You sure do. That'll if you're all set with yours, it'll be on to me. If you don't mind, are you good?
I'm good, dude. I'm all set.
Right on. Man, these are making me sick. These stories, I feel itchy
terrible.
Right now. I feel so itchy.
You picked this fucking episode, dude. You know what you're in for. You're in for shit and
well, I gave you 10 options. You picked this one. I'm glad you did.
It's funnier.
Yep, it is very funny. All right, so my number 4, the top parasite of all time, is another one I have personal experience with. I picked it because more people have had contact with it, and mostly everyone fears it. Unlike scabies, where it's like a SpongeBob joke or a pirate thing, people are afraid of this one. And I've met many people who have come into contact with it, and every year it comes up again. And one of these got me good, and that is the deer tick, particular to the northeast of the United States. And ticks are bad in general. They're parasites. They suck your blood. They latch on to you. They don't hunt. They don't forage. They just latch on, and they don't let go till they're good and ready. And when they're good and ready, they've already through their saliva, and because they like to mix fluids with you, much like someone at the YMCA.
Throw up after 24 hours inside of you.
So that's where you get the good stuff, which is where you get all kinds of stuff like Rocky Mountain spotted fever or fucking other diseases. But the main one that I want to highlight today, which is famous for this particular species of tick, is Lyme disease, which is a very prevalent thing. in the United States, but mostly in the Northeast. It is spreading south now. Global warming is helping them spread, further and further south, which we always love when things get worse as it goes on. But Lyme disease is caused by a bacterium that attacks your nervous system and starts to fuck your whole body up and starts to make you all sick and achy and crazy. And it's, you're all sore and sick for a while, but you don't know if you have it right away. I mean, the telltale sign usually is the red ring around the bite site.
But just like an Xbox.
Just like an Xbox, a red ring is a death. But that's not always the case because I'm patient zero for this one. Never had a red ring, and which also means I probably had it for much longer than the average person has before treatment, which means I was in a bad way. The night that I had to go in the hospital the next morning, we were in the middle of moving from Hudson to Clinton. I hadn't eaten anything all day, wasn't hungry all day. And I was wearing a knee brace that my doctor gave me because he thought I had joint issues because I had Lyme disease.
You shitting me? Oh my
I didn't tell. I was like, my muscles are all sore. He's like, you probably just need this. I had like a knee brace on.
Walmart for your doctor?
Well, yeah, I think I probably got it from like Rite Aid or whatever, the knee brace. But so yeah, I was wearing that for no reason. Had Lyme disease for probably months at a time.
But I just love that you were 12 and they sent you like, these knees are hurting. Let's put a knee brace.
Yeah.
Has fucking Lyme disease. Because he was just at Brian's house.
Well, I didn't say, I got bit by a tick. I didn't say I didn't have any of the circumstances that would cause him to believe it. And I had gotten bit by a tick like months earlier. So I had it the whole time. I just didn't know.
I didn't know you even knew that. Okay. Yeah. Fuck.
I did know I got bit by a tick months earlier, but I had to do that math backwards because they never asked anything about any ticks or anything like that. They just said like, you're being sore, you feel it. So that night we moved, I didn't eat anything the whole day. I felt so sick to my stomach. I felt like I had the flu or something like that. All my bones were aching. And I went and stayed at my cousin Brianna's house. My mom was like, I'm going to set up the new place. Why don't you go stay with your cousins for the night? You come back the next morning. And that night, in the middle of the night, I woke up and I felt so sick to my stomach. I hadn't eaten anything all day, but I felt like I needed to puke my whole stomach content up. So I go stumbling into their bathroom. And when you're at someone else's house, you already feel like, I feel weird. I don't feel so good. And I go in there, turn the light on. I start feeling like I'm going to puke like a whole pizza out of my stomach, but I have nothing in there. So I'm just puking, dry heaving out like spit.
Oh, I love that shit.
And it's awful. And then I hear my aunt, I'm knocking on the door. Joe? And she's notoriously cool under pressure. Joe, are you okay in there? Are you okay? I'm like, I don't feel so good. She's like, oh my God, are you okay? And I open up the door.
Fuck out.
She's like, come out here. Are you okay? I open up the door. And as soon as I open the door up, I start getting full star vision. My eyes are open. I can't see anything. I'm completely blinded by like the fuzzies you get when you're about to faint. And I leaned into her. I can't see anything. And she goes, oh my God! She starts screaming. My cousin wakes up. The whole house is waking up. I'm like, She's like, oh my God! Oh my God! Just panic, full panic mode. I'm 12 years old. I'm like, listen, chill. It's fine. I'm just probably going to die. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, exactly. Worst case scenario, I die. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Don't worry
I need
about
to freak out so much.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was
I
like,
know this part of the story. That's
hilarious. She was panicking. She brought me over to like when I was sleeping, and she was like, you're gonna be okay. I'm calling your mother. Oh God, I'm gonna be just freaking out. I ended up just falling asleep just out of being like, I finally got my vision back. I just don't want to
deal with this. I hope I die right now. I dealing with that shit.
Yeah, and I woke up in the morning. And then she was like, you have to eat something. She gave me like this like plain toast, and I was just eating it just to eat something. And the next day we went to the hospital, and the Keenan and Kel marathon was going to be on that night. So I was like, we better be out of here like 2 hours. I know we got, I know I couldn't see anything last night, but we got shit to do.
I got shit to see
They held me there for like 6 hours with the fucking straw in my arm before they finally told me it was Lyme disease. So I missed the whole marathon, and it ruined my entire summer. So it sucked.
You didn't record the marathon?
I did not record it.
It did ruin his summer because I was a part of the summer. And you couldn't hang out. And I was like, holy shit. Then I think we saw it, and I was like, oh my God, he's fucked.
Yeah, it was not only
I had Lyme disease, but they caught it early. So
you gotta catch it early.
I'll just keep adding to the list. I've never had Lyme disease.
Bragging again.
Yeah,
but I know your dad and your dog have had it. I know they had it at the same time.
Angela's had it too.
Yeah.
I had it, and I got briefly sick for a bit until they put me on something because I had the red circle bullshit,
nice.
whatever. And then I've also had a lot of ticks.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think I've only had 2 ticks as far as I know about, and one of them had Lyme disease apparently because that was fun.
Oh, it's insane. And what I learned because I've had
that have latched on to me. I've had them on my clothes, but I'm very careful about it now. I don't want the shit to happen again. If you can imagine that.
I've probably had 25 to 50 ticks over my life, including a couple days ago. And
Luck of the draw.
And one of them, my favorite one, which I think I've talked on this podcast.
Your favorite?
Let's talk about our favorite ticks.
My favorite tick was.
My favorite tick is a lunatic.
I was like same age as Joe. Like maybe I was like 13 or 14.
I'm 31. I know I look cute for my age, but come on.
Yeah, that's a good point. No, but I thought I just jerked off too much or something. Because it's
probably God punishing you, much like my scabies.
Yeah, pretty much. But I fell asleep like somewhere on the couch at my mom's house or something, and my dick just hurt so bad, and I was like, well,
I forgot about this.
And then I woke up, and Dom, you know the story?
Nope. Keep going.
So the sun came up, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna fucking deal with this. So I went downstairs in my mom's living room, and I pulled down my pants, and I was like, something's not right. Like I don't know what the fuck this is. Open it up. There was a fucking
a dick tick?
A tick in the crevice, like the bottom of the army helmet on my dick.
I mean, just a nightmare.
Its entire head was in there.
Your head?
And its legs were doing this.
Oh, dude.
And I was like, I pulled my pants down, and it was like 6 a.m. whenever the sun came up in the summer, and I was like...
All right, slower. Tell the story slower.
I was like...
Pull your pants down.
I was like...
What were you wearing?
I just had my pants down, completely naked, with my dick out, with a tick moving its legs like
this is just full on nightmare fuel, man.
Well, just like a car wash, actually, just like this. And I was like, oh my fucking God, this isn't fucking happening. And I was like, do I get tweezers? So I just used I had like long fingernails, and I pulled it out, and it like popped out.
You pulled it with your fingers?
Wow. Like did that. And I pulled it out, and I was like, oh my fucking God.
Were you taking the whole bird along with it? Was like you full on yanking it? Or you had the other hand bracing it?
I had left hand on the shaft.
Left hand red.
Like holding it just like this, like one side over it, one side under it.
Yeah, because if you just pull it just by itself, the whole thing's going with it.
So then I used my fingernails and like popped it out, and it like popped out, and I was like, oh my fucking God. So I went to doctors after that for them to look at my dick.
You have to at that point. You're messing with the forces
well, here's the thing,
control.
Joe, is versus what you went through is that this tick was big.
Yeah.
It didn't it didn't have any blood in it yet.
So
because that takes 24 hours to do. Okay. So it was just a giant, it was like a dog tick or whatever they call it.
Dog tick, the brown ones.
Most of the ticks are
it was big. So I've had a deer tick on me before, and since I have sleepy eyes in the morning, I can't fucking see. I one day woke up a couple of years ago.
They're waiting for your sleepy eyes.
Not even a few years ago.
You can't see us, go.
And I was taking a shower, and I saw something on my bicep, but I couldn't see anything for like, I can't in the morning I can't see anything. Yeah, just do the fucking thing. I can't see anything for like
I don't have any games
in the morning, maybe. So
you tried
it looked like I had a scab in a weird place where I wouldn't have a scab. So I pulled it off and put it in a Ziploc bag, and then drove to work. And I was like, I'll look at it when I get there because my sleepy eyes will go away.
So this is probably more of your fear for skin cancer than it was parasites at that point. Why'd you put it in a bag?
Because I thought it might be a tick.
Okay,
but
so you were
way too fucking small to see.
Gotcha.
So I put it in the bag, and then I got to work, and I was like, let me look at this fucking. I was like, holy fuck, dude! It's the size of a cracked pepper grain.
Yeah, they're
minus
so
small.
That's a nymph. That's before it reaches the adult stage.
No, this was a straight up deer tick, dude.
Yeah,
like,
no,
deer
I'm saying
ticks,
when they're that small, they're a nymph. They're not fully grown yet.
But they still can give you Lyme disease at that point.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's like the tip of a pencil really sharp. And I was like, what? I was like, oh my God, I must be dead by now. This is insane.
I'm probably
so Joe's tick, dude, if you're a kid, you don't shower every day or whatever it is, things in your fucking hair.
It was in this back part of my arm right here, which even now I don't even know what it looks like.
Yeah, mine was...
Because I never look under my arm here unless I look in the mirror. I guess
you don't?
I guess... I guess I do because I want to put deodorant on. But at the time, I hadn't looked there. I didn't notice it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's crazy, dude. So I understand. It's like, what the fuck,
I just didn't
dude?
see it. But I mean,
Holy
even
shit.
so, I think I would still take half the Lyme disease I had for one night of having tick on my dick. That's so awful.
Absolutely.
Tick on the dick wasn't the worst thing I've ever had.
But I didn't like
that
it
bad.
even going
It was
out.
way better than ringworm on the asshole.
Oh yeah. Well, because you
No, I'd take tick in the crevice of the army helmet.
Yeah, but the Lyme disease on top of it is that like if you let it go untreated for a long time, like one of my mom's old coworkers, her daughter had it for long enough that now she has neurological damage. Yeah, so like it can go really bad. But also, the medication they give you makes your skin susceptible to the sun. And I
remember you couldn't go to the sun. Yeah.
So the whole summer, I used to drive in my mom's car, and I had a blanket over me like I was a fucking Mother Teresa.
A ghost.
Just two gingers and one covered in the blanket. You go, wow, they're really fucking red hair. Okay.
My mom's like,
he can't even ride a Scion TC without a fucking blanket over his head.
His dad, obviously, he was an albino, so now we got this.
Exactly. An albino bangs a ginger, and then all of a sudden you get Joe, and you can't even go in a car.
You also can't drink alcohol in the medication, which is why my dad called it wine disease when he had it.
Oh, wow.
He was like, I can't. My parents were, the jugs of wine.
Yeah, Carlo Rossi.
Oh, yes. We had those on the podcast one time, Joe. What are those called?
Carlo Rossi.
Carlo Rossi jugs.
Yeah. My parents were drinking that stuff every once in a while back then.
Those days, yeah. And, that was a phase.
He was like, I can't drink wine. I have wine disease.
I'm so glad I got it when wasn't able to drink.
Well, the most important thing is that this was made at in the Montauk Labs. Across from Lyme, Connecticut.
Maybe we'll do a whole episode on the
biological weapon to kill the Russians, and then Joe got it.
Woof. Big woof on that. Anyways, I think we didn't have time on my nominee.
All right, I'll go next.
All right, yeah, sorry about that, guys.
No, it's good. It's good fodder for conversation. Go ahead, Dom.
That's right. Well, this one will help it go by fast because I don't have a ton of information on this one.
We'll see.
This is the Cooper's nutmeg snail.
All right.
This is a parasitic snail.
Damn.
Meow. Basically, what they've found is these snails are not always parasitic, but they can be.
Oh, that's sometimes worse. They make the choice to be parasitic.
They'll just be regular snails eating vegetation and stuff on the ocean floor. But they've also been found attached to certain types of rays, where sometimes
like a stingray?
Like sweet baby rays.
Yes, both of those, and sugar ray. It'll actually
every morning I wake up, the snail inside my asshole.
The snail will like make little cuts into its prey or host, and just suck on its blood for nutrients. Sometimes it doesn't even cut a little hole; it'll go on the gills of the fish. And Dylan, you might be a little scared here. Sometimes it will attach itself to an asshole.
Ooh, that's not great.
I'm not scared. I've been through this before.
It's that soft issue. You can't break me.
But
you can't break me, dude.
But it is a snail. It's got the hard shell. Yeah. It's all wiggly, and it just bites on, and it just sucks blood.
Dude, I've gone to the beach before when I was a kid and took a pocket full of rocks, and then all of a sudden I'm sleeping and a snail comes out of my pocket. Don't worry.
And your other
hand snail in your pocket. Are you happy to see me?
Yeah. No, have you ever had that? You ever done it before? You've gone to
that. Never happened to you?
Never happened to you?
You put shit in your pockets, and then all of a sudden you're like trying to chill, and a snail is on you while you're watching SpongeBob.
No, it's never happened. That's
that is pretty cool though.
Like its fucking eyes out like this, and you're like, "What the fuck?" I'm like 2 hours from the beach, and there's a snail in my leg. It was going.
Also, side note: the shell of the snail looks very cool.
We'll put it up on the.
Amen, brother.
That's wild. So how does it tell you how long it stays on there usually, or just whenever it gets?
No, it's actually very hard to find information on this.
Oh, okay, so it's a rare snail.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it's my type of snail.
2 tickets to snail dice. All right, let's vote on number 4. Recap: we have ringworm, the deer tick,
first, right?
And the what's it called? What kind of snail is it called?
The Cooper's nutmeg snail.
Cooper's nutmeg snail.
All right, I'm going to vote first because I went first, and I'm going to vote Cooper's nutmeg snail because it's the only one I haven't had in my asshole or my penis.
I would like to catch it soon.
Joe?
I'm going to, even though the deer tick has wreaked havoc on my life, because of the fact that ticks are ticks and people are going to get them, I'm gonna vote ringworm because it's like fucking the Invisible Man. You know, next thing you're just trying to bench press at the fucking Rochester gym down there. Next thing you know, your asshole is on fire. That's no good. I'm gonna vote ringworm on that one.
It's rough. Yeah, good choice, dude.
I'm also gonna go with ringworm because that's rough.
It's rough.
Rosendale Community Center. That's the only place where they exist. It's
where it's
very rare to get.
That's what you call it, ground zero. They're everywhere now.
No, they don't spread. It's always right there.
They spread. You have to spread to find out if you have it or not, too. So I'm going to find out.
Spread.
Number 4 on the top parasites, we have ringworm, which will take us to our first commercial break. Take us away, Dylan.
All right, guys, we're going to take it away. We will catch up with you guys after this break.
This week's episode of the Dylan Joe Basement Podcast is brought to you by Wormtown Zone. Don't worry. Don't worry. Why you worried? Why aren't you worried? There's plenty of reasons to be worried. The sea levels are rising, the Patriots are the worst team in football, and I have a fender bender I just can't seem to buff out. There's plenty of reasons to worry. But one reason not to worry? The truth is here, the truth is with you, and the laughs will keep on coming. Welcome to the basement. The Dylan Joe Basement Podcast, brought to you by... Don't worry. I'm not worried. You?
Welcome back to the Dylan and Joe Basement Podcast. This week we have on our hottest guest, Dylan Reed. Dylan, how's it feeling? How's it feel to be on the pod?
Man, it feels real good to be back. I've just been covered in diarrhea, and
through your own fault, though. Don't forget that.
It's a nice
and following Aerosmith's local dive bar tour. So it's been good to be back as a guest.
That's called Boys in the Attic, that tour?
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Yep, absolutely.
I got to get tickets to that, man.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't even like Aerosmith, but I've been just following a new ADHD obsession of mine.
ADHD Nation, baby.
And so by Aerosmith, I mean fish.
Aerofish.
Go on, Joe.
84K HD. Okay.
Correct. 311 opening for them, too. It's great. It's a great tour. You got to check it out. Buy tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. We're back here with the top 5 parasites. We got 2 down. We got 3 to go. So we're officially in our top 3 here, ladies and gentlemen. And this nomination starts with me. I'm going to start off strong as ever. This one is a parasite that is so prevalent, there is a decent chance all 3 of us have it right now. We might not, but when I give you the description of what it is and how you get it, it's almost impossible to find out how much of the population has it because the testing for it's invasive and it's weird and you don't actually need to do anything about it, but it can actually change the way your life is lived without you even knowing it. This parasite is called Toxoplasma gondii, also known as the cause of, yes, that's right, Dylan, toxoplasmosis, the disease that comes along with it. So this is a protozoa, so a single-celled organism that it survives by rewiring the neurons of its host in order to continue its life cycle. We haven't brought this up yet about how parasites work, but because parasites need their host to survive, unlike the nutmeg snail, which can choose to be a parasite or not, most parasites, they require a life cycle that not only requires a host to latch onto, but usually multiple organisms to work off of. And this one is no exception. It goes from mouse to cat shit, and back to mouse, back to cat. So without that cycle, it cannot survive. It needs to change hosts in order to change its forms and procreate. Usually it's egg, the larval stage, the full parasite stage, and it lays more eggs. And then the eggs usually get in something else, and they usually hatch in something else, which happens for most parasites. And this one's no exception. Here's the difference in this one. It doesn't just wait for the thing to take a shit sometime. It changes their brain chemistry so they act differently. So when the mouse picks up the eggs and it gets into this body by ingesting them or however it wants to get in there, the eggs don't go into the mouse's body. They hatch, and this protozoa goes into the mouse's brain and starts rewiring its neurons in order to change its brain chemistry. What this does to their brain is it makes them higher risk takers. It turns them into daredevils. They start making rash decisions constantly, doing super dangerous things. Now, what's that going to do for the parasite? All it's going to do is get this thing killed. Perfect. That's what it wants. And if it just jumps off of a bridge and dies, well, that's not good for the parasite, Toxoplasma. But what it wants to do is get consumed by one of the mouse's greatest predators, a cat.
Cat.
When it gets consumed by the cat, that's when it can really start its life cycle and keep moving until the cat is done consuming it, the cat will now shit out the rest of it. And then if a mouse is just walking around eating stuff off the ground, get a little cat shit. Obviously, cat and mice are around a lot. And that cat shit, or at least even small particles of it carrying this thing, will get into the mouse, gets in the mouse again, rewires its brain. This mouse thinks, I can make it across this whole highway, no problem. And the cat gets it again, and the cycle starts again. So this doesn't just happen for mice. It happens in the cats, too. If it affects the cat's brain, starts to change the cat's brain's chemistry, and the cats start to act more daredevilish, aggressive, and risk-taking. And because of the amount of cat shit alongside different species in the world, they think that they're just approximating. They haven't tested it out enough, but they're just using data that they found of small samples. They approximate that almost 20% of the U.S. population already has toxoplasmosis and just doesn't know it. Because you don't feel sick, you don't get any diseases that'll shut down your organs, but it will rewire your brain chemistry, hoping you get eaten by a cat because you're going to act like a fool.
Trying to make you reckless.
So in other words, hoarders are all toxoplasmids, and they all have the fucking cat shit disease for sure.
Should I go to the hospital now or after the podcast?
That's why I'm thinking we might have it.
I have decided that
Dylan
if I die,
most certainly has it. I might have it, and Dom might have it. We'll see.
Chucky, my white cat, and Bat, my black cat, eat me. I don't care.
No, that's fine. They're happy for that.
Yep. Joe, I picture them sleeping with you. You would let them eat you too.
Oh,
they're cool.
They're adorable, and I
if
love
you just
them
died on my couch and then you'd probably go.
I'd be okay with that. I'm already dead, so I
better than going into a formaldehyde fucking plastic coffin.
I'd much rather have your cats eat me than have
me too. Yeah, Dom, my cats would eat you too. They're fucking sick.
Yeah, why not?
Right up.
They're wicked cute.
Not only are they sick, but you probably are too, Dylan, with toxoplasmosis.
I'm sure I have it, dude. For sure.
The numbers that they're posing, they haven't, like I said, they haven't proven it, but like the numbers of it is extreme because it would change the culture of the country. That means like maybe up to 20% of Americans are already acting more, sporadic and aggressively and, without any concern for their own safety. And I see that shit all the time. So if there's not alcohol
involved, that in myself, and I'm now getting scared. This is my entire.
That's what this is all about.
Personality.
It's monsters inside you, man. It's parasites inside. Cool. So that's my pick for number 3 is Toxoplasma gondii, the parasite that causes toxoplasmosis.
Yeah. All right. I got that. What's the like time till I die on that one?
No, so it doesn't kill you. It wants you to get eaten by a cat, so it won't kill you. It needs you to get killed by a cat, so it actually will keep you alive.
Yeah. So how long till I get eaten by a cat?
Well, as soon as you make a dumb enough decision that the cats eat you, why don't you try doing a double backflip off your top stairs?
Not a big fucking.
No, but you could think it's a cool idea to do a double backflip off your top staircase, break your neck, you die, then your cats get hungry, and then they eat you, and now the cycle continues.
Weird. I was carrying Chucky up the stairs 2 days ago.
Yeah,
maybe 3 days ago, maybe 4 days ago, with a beer in my hand, and I slipped and fell, spilled the beer everywhere, and dropped him.
Yeah. That might have been toxoplasmosis. That was not alcoholism.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, sure. No, definitely. And then I cleaned up with a towel. Yeah, no, you're good point.
Then you took a towel and squeezed it into a glass so you didn't waste the beer.
Yeah, you can't be wasteful.
That's the toxoplasmosis for you right there.
That's true.
There you go. True. Anyways, Dom, you got the next one here for our
number 3
top parasite.
Number 3, this one was kind of tough. I probably should have this at number 2, but I think the one I'm putting number 2 is cooler than this. So I'm going to go with ye old tapeworm.
Yes. I had this in my bullpen, but I figured you guys would pick it, so I didn't
Classic fucked up.
I mean, when I think of parasites, this is actually the first thing I think
First thing,
Me too. It's so fucked, dude.
I mean, these things are fucking terrifying.
Fucking disgusting.
So easy. I mean, there's all the stories, but whether it's happened for real or not, it's just the urban legends like, oh, one pill diet regimen. Take this, you'll start losing weight. It's like, yeah, it has fucking tapeworm eggs in the pill.
You will lose weight.
And it just plants itself in your small intestine. And after you've already digested your food and it goes through, it just goes, oh, thank you. Just take this. I'll take this. I'll take this. And they grow and grow and grow. And they start off about a quarter of an inch. And they can grow up to 80 feet.
Jesus fucking Christ. They start wrapping themselves all around.
Have you seen pictures of bears with tapeworms at their ass?
No, those are probably the ones. I highly doubt they get 80 feet in a human because your small intestine's only 22 feet.
Yeah, dude, just go to the
they're not only affecting
Kodiak.
Yeah, no, but
then
they
go
had
look at
ones
a
in
bear.
humans that have
Go
been
look
over
at
20
any
feet,
bear, and they have a fucking. It looks like plumber's Teflon tape coming out of their ass, like for a long time.
Yeah,
and that's just a bear now.
Yeah, I mean, some people find out they have it because they take a shit and they look and they're like, "What the fuck is that?" And they really just shit out a tapeworm, and they don't even realize they ever had it. Have you ever seen the face of a tapeworm under a microscope?
I have, yeah actually.
It's terrifying.
This is all I do. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I pull out my phone, I open TikTok, and I look at car accidents and zoomed in photos of tapeworms.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
Because you think about a worm.
That's how I start my day. So this is not a problem for me.
You think about worm, you're like, oh, they don't have a face. No, they have a face.
They do.
Yeah,
just
they do have teeth like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, this is the kind of shit that I look up because I don't believe in ghosts or demons, but I look up like parasites and shit, and I'm like, this is the true fear. I can't sleep tonight.
Oh yeah, you ever go on the parasite subreddit?
You're like, oh, I got a stomach bug. It's like, dude,
those are people that are like, this is my favorite type of parasite. People are crazy. Yeah, on a scientific level, but still.
People who would have a top 5 list on these fucking sickos.
I know. Well, we got one.
Fuck, yeah.
And not even that, dude. So everyone, like, I know there's some people who don't know this, but yeah, so say you get like you eat undercooked meat or whatever. I'm not talking about prions. I'm not talking about fucking.
This is how humans usually get it.
Whatever,
like,
like bacteria isn't the problem. It's bacteria's shit that is the problem. So the bacteria itself isn't the toxin. They eat you basically, and then shit out toxic.
Some of them, yes. Like the one that produces botulinum toxin does that. No, but there are bacteria that eat your body and then they kill you.
Well,
like
they
ones
eat
that
sugars and fats and carbs and whatever it is, but their shit is the problem, not them.
Yes, for the most part, yeah. No, but there are bacterium that burrow into your actual organs and they eat your organs and then you die.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I'm just but like majority of like I have bacteria infection. It's like that's your like food poisoning is the best example.
Great example.
Is that food poisoning is you eat something that's infested with bacteria. The bacteria is just producing the toxin. It's
their
not
byproduct is a toxin that's making you
fucking disgusting, dude.
Because we all have bacteria inside us all the time that are actually helping us, but they're just not shitting out toxins.
Covered
so
in
we're
it.
good with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or the toxins are fine. I don't fucking know.
But yeah, the tapeworm life cycle, much like all the other ones, are the eggs are on that fucking raw meat and then you eat it. And then they hatch in your body and they latch. They hatch and they latch.
Yeah. Can I get a hamburger California rare? It's like, all right, your funeral. Here you go. Here's some cold beef.
Yeah, well, here's my thing: is that hamburger's not cool to do rare. But a steak, as long as the outside should be fine.
Nothing is actually
because it's not
cool to do rare. You're just giving like
bowels.
Yeah, but you're giving it a risk that's like manageable. So any rare meat, you are taking the risk that there are things in there. But you're like, yeah, it's probably fine. But like
I do 135.
There's never a zero risk when you're cooking rare meat. That's totally fine.
Not at all. Yeah, I eat a lot of meat, and I do. Yeah, I never do like. Gross, but I do like 135 or whatever. Like I don't fuck around too much. I like it.
I have a test to take tomorrow all about cooking meats, and this is exactly what I need to fucking hear.
I like a medium, like a good medium.
Sure, but
saltwater fisherman.
I don't fuck with rare meat.
Y'all's gotta be careful. I know, because I made y'all's meat one time here at my mom's house, and you were like, "Nah, dude, you cooked that." I'm like, "All right."
Yeah, I don't want to get fucking tapeworms. No. But dude,
how
about
there's
the
nothing
old
worse
remedy
than
for
being
it?
at a wedding and they're like, "Oh, we got prime rib." Like, "Oh, great, prime rib. They're going to serve us meat that's cooked." It's like, "Oh, the outside's warm, the middle's cold." No, fuck prime rib.
With prime rib, I do this. I do get down with it sometimes, but I don't like it to be like actually rare. I like to be like medium rare kind of thing.
I'm trying to live. Rare is very.
I don't want my meat to be
rare. It looks like tuna tartare is rare.
There's two scales of steak being too chewy: rare and well done.
Yeah, you need to get that middle ground.
Well, you guys know the rules, right? If you do this is rare. Oh wait, Dom, what is it? Oh,
it's this.
It's this. Wait, hang on.
This or this. This is rare.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Medium,
thanks, Dom. Yeah.
It's because your thumb muscle gets tighter as you're trying to bend over more.
So if it's this, that's rare. This is medium. This is medium well. This is well done. Thank you for that, because I was trying to figure out how to do it, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yes, for all you audio
that was nice. So, guys, what Dom just did for those of you who are listening while on your super sick fucking sit-upon fishing rig in the middle of Walden Pond with your two things in your fish finder.
Recently filled with trap.
If you take your pointer finger...
don't. We're not doing it again. We just did 2 times in a row. Okay, but Dom, how about this? The old remedy for getting a tapeworm out before they had any medication for it, which is they used to put a piece of raw meat on your tongue, and you couldn't eat for a whole day, and they would try to get it to crawl up, and they'd yank the whole fucking thing out through your mouth carefully, because if they broke it off, then they lost their chance, and now you just have a tapeworm that has to dissolve inside your body. Yep. I mean, that's horrible. This is like the 1800s.
Dude, that's like in the honestly, ring Joe, when she pulls the cord out of
I'd be like, just kill me. I'm not doing that. Yeah, just kill me.
We used to be a real country.
Yeah, that gonorrhea.
And then the Fire Nation attacked.
Book. It was
we used to. That's how we used to deal with things, and now it's things are.
I mean, honestly, that kind of shit, those kind of remedies, it'd be like, here, all you have to do to make you safe is put a piece of raw meat on your tongue, and you can slowly feel a worm crawling up your intestines until it gets into your tongue, and then we're going to yank it out slightly. I'd be like, just give me the morphine that makes me go to sleep forever. I'm not not that.
Yeah, or crazy. We just let it get drain sort of closer, and then I'll just drink a whole handle of...
Try to drown it with grain alcohol or something?
Grain alcohol, yeah.
Worth a shot. It's already up here, right?
Give it a shot, dude. I mean, come on. What's that thing doing there?
Yeah.
So anyway, so who's up? What's up?
Europe.
Asia.
Good
Africa.
Point.
North America.
Yeah, no, I got a good one for this. So my pick for number 3 is Montezuma's Revenge. Montezuma's Revenge. And I'm glad you asked about this.
I did, but that was before we were recording. I'm going to ask again. What really is Montezuma's Revenge, Dylan?
So there happened to be a thing between 1466 and 1520, and his name was Montezuma II.
A thing? I thought you were going to talk about the Spanish Armada. You're like, the thing is called the King of the Aztecs.
More than a thing, though. But he was the last Aztec ruler ever in the history of fucking goddamn anything who ruled the empire before it was conquered by the dickholes. And
yes,
conquered is what it did, but conquered is like so downplaying, like 40 guys showing up with guns, taking the king hostage, leaving, and then everyone just got disease and died.
Everyone died.
It's kind of
before.
It's kind of like how the terrorists conquered the 2 towers on 9/11.
Exactly.
But replace that with Tenochtitlan and replace the plane with the conquistadors, and now you know what we're talking about.
Exactly. So Joe nailed it perfectly, but we have the Aztecs and the Mayans, and their history goes back and forth through all of eternity until this. So, 1520, Montezuma II, the Spanish assholes like Christopher Columbus, only different. We have Ponce de Leon. We have got just throw
Who's
him
the
out
guy
there,
though? The head of the Spanish, like he's a very, very famous dude.
Hernan Cortes.
Cortez, that's what it is.
Cortez. Hernan Cortes, 1521. He enslaved, raped, pillaged, skull-fucked,
all the good
hits. And fucking jerked off on dead people, the whole thing. That's what he did.
I'm sure he did all of it.
So Montezuma's Revenge is technically the saying for everyone since then who goes there and gets diarrhea. So diarrhea can be from a tapeworm, can be from all the fucking bugs, can be from this, the bacteria, whatever it is.
So really,
he just said, hey, since we were all here and then this fucking shithole dick bag specifically came here and fucked us.
Metaphorically and literally.
Hernan Cortes on August 13th, 1521, you're all going to get fucking diarrhea now. And
all your ancestors,
specifically,
and your ancestors'
the actual definition on this is like the Webster's dictionary, is that Montezuma's Revenge is diarrhea experienced by tourists after drinking water or eating food in Mexico as a result of microorganisms to which native Mexicans are immune. So it's constantly eating their sugars, their carbs, their proteins, their fucking all this shit, producing things that are fine for them, but for everyone else it's not. I will be getting Montezuma's revenge soon. I was also born with it. So
maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Montezuma's revenge.
Yeah, and it's also called the Bali belly, the Delhi belly. So Montezuma went to India. His revenge,
Delhi belly.
his revenge went over to Bali in Indonesia and Delhi in India. And
in other words, it's not one parasite. It's the very idea of
all
getting
of them
drinking water.
It's the philosophical
In fact, it's not even a parasite
idea.
because you can't get immune to tapeworms. You can get immune to bacterial infection, which is probably what it is.
Well, you can be their friend though.
We can be symbiosis instead of parasitism.
Symbiotic, exactly. So with all this, so that's what Montezuma's revenge is
the general
it's technically
idea
not
of
just it's not the
water.
name for one bacteria. It's not the name for one fucking parasite. It's the name for all of it. You go to Mexico and you get fucked up. It's Montezuma's revenge. It's his revenge.
Dylan will be showing us the footage as our commercials next week when he goes to Mexico. I want to see and hear the full experience of the revenge.
Yeah, I had white knuckle diarrhea only a couple days ago.
White knuckle diarrhea.
I will
holding on for dear life.
I will send you guys a video of that.
I would love.
All right, yeah.
Sure
send us the Corvette toast first.
Absolutely.
No problem.
Am I still on? I just said I'm trying to reconnect here.
I'm seeing
you look and sound just as good as always.
Nice. That's probably just Riverside fucking with me. So there we have it. There are our nominees. Our number 3 top parasite. We have Toxoplasma gondii, or Gandhi rather, but not spelled like that Gandhi, even though we're talking about Delhi. We also have the tapeworm and Montezuma's revenge. The voting.
Oh, and there he goes.
And there he goes. Opa.
This week's episode of the Dylan Jones Basement Podcast is brought to you by the little parasites crawling on your skin right now. Oh, it's not parasites on my skin. Okay. Why are you itchy right now then? Oh, it's psychosomatic? Maybe. Or maybe you're itchy right now because of the parasites crawling all over your flesh, devouring you and feasting on your organs, slowly laying their eggs. The next of kin will rise. They will rise up. And they will consume you. The previous clip was paid for by the Benevolent Order of Lice. Stop scratching. Stop washing. The Benevolent Order of Lice.
All right, guys. So Joe's back. Foosball in my 5 seconds before Joe's hair lights on fire. In Italian, it's called calcio balilla, which is shortened to calcetto. So if you guys are in Italy and you want to play foosball, which you should, it's called calcetto.
Calcetto.
Back to you guys.
Back to you, Andy. Back to you, Ollie.
I believe I have the first vote between
I believe you do,
Toxoplasmosis, tapeworm, and Montezuma's revenge. Now, I thought that tapeworm, like I said, is the standard for what a parasite is because it's got the fear, it's got the ingestion, it's got the creepiness,
it's got the loathing, it's got Las Vegas.
It's got the freeloader nature. It really shows you the freeloader nature of parasites, where it's like it has no intention to do anything besides latch onto you and just steal all your food and make you skinny.
Bullshit. Yeah.
Complete moocher.
No question.
Minnie the moocher.
Minnie the moocher. So although I think it's way cooler that there's a parasite that actually reconnects your brain tissue in order to change how you act and believe who you are, and it affects way more people than tapeworms. Because tapeworm's a classic, it's like not voting for T-Rex and dinosaurs, so I'm going to vote for tapeworm on this one. My vote's tapeworm.
I'm also going for tapeworm for basically the same reason. That is the first thing you think of when you think parasite, for most parts. Honestly, yeah, and the next one I think of is tick, which we've already talked about. So, yeah, I'm going with tapeworm.
And Dylan?
Thanks for asking. Yeah, I vote tapeworm just because if
Unanimous.
I really think about like myself as a giant PVC pipe, and
which we all are, as God created
in
us.
it is eaten. 50%, 20% of it is eaten by a fucking silky shitworm that smells like shit and old
it's
noodles.
subsistent shit. Yeah.
And it's fucking disgusting. And there's just this thing. Like, anytime you catch a fish, and you think, does this fish
Here we go again.
anything?
Oh, God, here we go.
And you think that, like, tapeworms exist?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, would you catch a tapeworm and then eat it and then feel bad about killing it? You go, no. Because
oh, yeah. That is one pretty much universal thing about parasites. I wouldn't feel bad about killing any of them at all. Ever.
Well, I've killed a lot of fish. And I struggle a lot. And
I would feel bad about a fish more than any parasite combined.
Yeah, but fish are similar to tapeworms. So it's like, where does the line draw, No,
I get you. It's all arbitrary, but for whatever reason in my human brain, fish are, they're surviving on their own will. They're not latching on to other fish. Some of them are, I suppose, but
no, but I'm struggling.
They have eyeballs, they have spines, all things that we consider like being animals.
Dude.
Tapeworms neither have eyes nor spines, but let's try.
Tapeworms have eyes.
Why do you think that I said no eyes or spy? Or
have you ever zoomed in on a tapeworm?
They don't have eyes.
They have eyes.
Yeah, they do.
Why do they need them for?
Jesus Christ, dude!
They got to look for the good food. They don't want to eat. They don't want to eat.
God damn it!
You know how dark it is inside your intestines? There's no light.
Fuck.
There is zero light in the intestines.
All right, let's.
I promise you that,
guys.
Here we go.
Dom, entertain us. Tapeworm face.
Close up.
Close up on the face.
Oh, they have fucking eyes, dude.
You think those holes are their eyes?
Yeah.
They're not.
What is it then, Joe?
Those aren't
asshole?
eyes.
Joe, that's a fucking... Dude, those are eyes, dude.
I like how your scientific evidence for it being eyes is
a sensor of some sort.
Is dude their eyes, dude. That does not mean that that's
that
fucking eye.
Those could be a sensor to.
So it could be means whatever, they definitely have eyes, huh? I'll show the people right now. This is what we're looking at. Those are the tapeworm eyes on the side.
That's not the picture I was thinking of.
Yeah, I don't know. There's two pictures that are pretty.
Yeah, one of them has a highlighted orange around the circles and makes it look like eyes, but the tapeworms don't have eyes. They don't need them. They can't see inside your small intestine. I know that we like to think like from the biology shows, it's all orange and red and stuff like that. There's no light in there. They don't perceive light. They don't have to. That is what a tapeworm is.
No, they don't have to.
Now,
most worms don't have eyes.
The thing I don't like about Googling tapeworm eyes or do tapeworms have eyes is all about
what don't you
people
like
that get tapeworms in their eyes. I didn't know that was a possibility. Apparently, you can get tapeworms in your eyes. I was just reading a story.
Oh yeah, dude, look at bears. Like tapeworms. Tapeworms are in assholes.
You're gonna spoil my next pick. Don't go too much on the eye worms.
No, but tapeworms are in assholes of bears, and you see bears with eye worms as well, and it's the tapeworm just fucking ravaging.
Brutal. Absolutely
fucking
brutal.
ravaging mucous membranes.
Yeah.
Like your intestines, your asshole, and your eyeballs. Your eyelids, and your fucking whatever.
Parasites, man. No, but I think it is because the less
the
less common we have with them, and the more that they are like detrimental to their hosts or whatever, it makes us hate them more. A fish... They don't look like people, but they have mouths, they have eyes, they have a little body, they're swimming around, they're just trying to fuck and eat and whatever. And obviously they're not like people, but compared to a tapeworm, it's like a tapeworm's a fucking alien. Kill it.
Pull the tapeworm out of your ass. Hey.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the less
fuck, it's so gross.
The less it's like people, the harder it's to kill. That's why mammals are the hardest to kill if you have a conscience, and parasites are the easiest because they're the least like us and they cause the most harm.
Yeah, but where's the line, dude?
Well, there is no line. You have to draw your own line.
Dude, I fish and I don't fish. I think it's torture to sport fish. I'm like, that's kind of shitty. I fish to kill, and then I eat them.
Yeah, I think that is the most ethical way to fish, I believe.
That's what I think. I get them out, and then they're done. It's over. And then I eat them, and I go, hey, this is better than going to Costco and getting 6 for $1. Mm-hmm. And
as long as you cook it at temperature. Because we were talking about parasites the whole time. Catch a fish in the wild and don't cook it right. Good way to get any one of these.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great point.
Right. But luckily,
especially sea fish. So anyways, back
to number 2, I guess.
Back to number 2. Holy fuck, we're already here.
No, we're just starting number 2. This is our number 2 starting right now.
That's me, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is the one that was originally going to be my number 1 until I did more research and it became my number 2.
Nice.
And that is Simotha exigua, also known as the tongue-eating louse.
Wow.
This is
sounds awful.
This is a parasitic isopod. And people that don't know what isopod is, think of the roly-poly bugs you see. Those are isopods.
Some of the oldest creatures on the planet. Like horseshoe crabs are isopods too.
Yes. These motherfuckers, they only affect fish in the ocean.
Thank guys.
But they enter fish through the gills. Usually 2 of them. 1 male, 1 female.
Oh, I know that this one is now. I remember what it is.
And it cuts off. It grabs onto the fish's tongue and cuts off its blood flow until the tongue falls off. Then it just lashes itself down and becomes the fish's tongue.
It becomes the tongue.
All while the male fish is hanging on the outside of. I mean, the male isopod is hanging on the outside of the fish. So when it comes time, it's there to mate with the female.
Perfect.
And as the fish eats, what has first dibs over the fish's stomach than the parasitic isopod that's sitting there? The pictures are crazy. It's just a fish with its mouth open instead of a tongue there. It's another animal. Just like, hi, this is what I do.
It's very much like Alien in there. There's Predator.
Yeah, the second Alien mouth. Every time you're trying to eat, it's just stealing your food. You're like, hey,
just take it a little bit. And that's the other thing. It doesn't want to kill the fish because this is how it survives. Yeah. So it just gets a little bit until it can reproduce, and then
that's another aspect of most parasites is that they want to keep their host alive, maybe not indefinitely, but alive for as long as they can while still thriving. That's why they could just take over and kill it. It's not like a venomous bite from a snake. This thing's taking over its tongue. It wants it to survive. It might eventually kill it because it steals enough of its nutrients, but it doesn't want it to die. It wants it to live and keep hosting it. Parasites are fucking terrifying that way.
Yeah.
Keep living.
And they're nasty. And
they're naughty, nasty parasites.
It's so rough. You got to think. The fish feels that. It doesn't know what it is.
Awful.
But it feels something in it. It smells like, something's in my mouth. Nothing I can do about it. Constantly. Something's banging in my mouth.
Yeah. Every time you're eating. It doesn't have any hands. It can't even pull it out or try to see what's going on. It doesn't have a mirror to look at. It just knows there's something going on in my mouth all the time.
Yep, I'm stuck like this. Oh. And they get up to an inch long, which is probably with the exception of the tapeworm, probably the biggest parasite we've talked about all night.
I think so.
And it is fun because it doesn't look like a parrot. It just looks like a little creature just living there. Like ticks, not cool. Like they're nasty to look at. Tapeworms, disgusting. Ringer, all that. Isopods are kind of cool, I think, but not when it's in a mouth.
Till they become your tongue.
Yeah, and there's never been any cases of it affecting humans, except for there was a lawsuit in Puerto Rico when someone
we would
was buying
notice
fish.
So much earlier too. It'd have to be strangling your whole tongue, which a human tongue is probably the size of a lot of fish.
Also, fish don't have tongues that can go.
I don't. For the record, though, I don't like fish tongues, dude.
That's why there's no fish terrorists.
No, but fish tongues are fucked. I see a lot of them these days.
Oh boy!
It's not even that's not funny. I mean, it is that it's not funny.
No, fish tongues are like a white popsicle in there that go like this. It's gross.
How's it go?
It goes like your fucking dick. That's what they do.
Oh.
But they're like, their tongues are just they're not just hanging down here.
Yeah,
they're just out like this.
Weird.
So when I put my finger in a fish's mouth, it's just there, and I'm like,
yeah, your finger. Sure.
If it was just, I didn't know they had tongues until recently. I don't know what happened.
I mean, hey, that's just like my nephew. If he's not smiling, his tongue is just barely poking through his mouth. Those are his 2 stages: smile or.
Yeah, but dude, since when does fish have fucking tongues, dude? It's disgusting. I'm like,
well, now that we know our number ones, and I don't know what's going on.
They don't need to talk.
That would be my number one parasite, a human fetus.
Well, dude, the human
9 months, and it takes
human population is the number one, dude.
What is?
No one said it, but human population is humans are the
parasite on the globe. Yeah, I hear that.
But since we can't make fun of ourselves, we didn't pick it.
Yeah, but the host.
This is true.
Yeah, no one picked human for best mammal either. Because it's not.
It's not.
Yeah, we know this is the case. We're the best mammal, best parasite, best
That'll
lover,
be until we pick our episode 200,
Best tasting.
Top humans.
I'm down.
All gay men.
Oh shit, dude! Wow, that's a good episode.
Top humans.
All right, yeah.
Best
Let's try making it to 100 first.
Yeah,
we'll
let's
try.
try to get to 100 first.
We'll do our best. Not gonna happen next week.
Not gonna happen this year.
Come on, we got.
Look, just stop and print more stickers. Okay?
Let's do the math. One episode every month and a half. We will not hit 100 by the end of the year. What is episode 94? We can make it by Christmas.
Christmas.
We could do it. Sorry, are you still going? Or?
Oh no, that's it. That's my tongue-eating louse.
The tongue.
No, but two things is that we do need more stickers. Second thing is my car.
Dylan, I got stickers for you. I just haven't seen you in so long.
I got stickers too.
A good amount.
We can give you stickers.
Sounds good, but my roller bone is going to be at the New England Auto Show at the fucking Expo Center at the Teabag North Garden.
It's gonna be awesome.
In like a couple weeks, with the entire hood being the Dylan Joe Basin podcast.
It's got the new decal job. I can't wait.
So we're gonna have serious fucking publicity.
I love it.
Yeah, we'll make sure we'll have to meet up sometime so we can give you some stickers.
We're gonna meet up there and get hammered.
Yeah,
is that cool with you?
I mean, depending on when it is. I mean, yes.
I'm bringing it there on Wednesday, the something. And then
I'm
picking it up like
North
Sunday.
Station.
So it's going to be there for like a week. So whatever day we can, just go out in Boston, have a
I thought it was only one day. I can make it out there.
So the whole point is that we're talking about this for the listeners. Guys, come see Dylan, Joe, and Dom sometime at the...
Come see Rollerbone live.
Rollerbone at the Boston Expo Center. Rollerbone live. Front hood action, full frontal.
Front hood action.
Gorilla X-rated podcast at the SCCA Sports Car Club of America booth.
I love it.
And we get to I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna be warmed up. Or I'm gonna drop the car off and then come back when you guys are ready. And we're all gonna hang out, hammered, drinking beers.
I'm gonna be warmed
at
up.
A car show.
Hell yeah!
Indoors with 4 GTs and Maybachs and fucking all sick shit with the Dylan Joe Basin podcast there at a booth.
Yeah. I mean,
we go, oh, hey, cool.
For?
That's a sick rally car. We go, hey, thanks, man. That's the Dylan Joe Basin podcast official rally car.
DJ BP needs to be there, and Wallace needs to be there also.
All the mascots.
Wallace and yeah, exactly. Dude, we'll bring him. You kidding me? Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
If you're watching this episode, so here's the thing: is that
Wallace's return? Go watch that video before you finish this episode.
I know.
I'll put in one of our Altec Lansing speakers to just be playing top 10 cars on repeat.
Fuck yeah, dude. Oh, absolutely. No question. And then we'll have, because I know that our top 10 cars crew will be there. They are going to be there.
They'll have to hear their.
So the other thing is, too, is that, so I'm not trying to fib here, but I got in because they think the car looks nice.
You got in because they think it looks good.
No, they're like, okay, well, the car has been SCCA thing forever, whatever, blah, blah. And they're like wondering, like, people are going to sit in it and like look at it. I'm like,
oh, well, maybe not
awesome. No, but I'm like, oh, sounds good.
Sure.
Like, I did not mention the mice damage. I did not mention the fact that it's been rolled and on fire, apparently.
That gives it character.
It's all good.
How many of those cars
I'm like, oh, yeah. No problem. No problem. It's all good. So I'm just going to get it there and then be like, what are you going to kick me out?
Come on, already
the car's
here.
been
I'm already here.
Did I say that it didn't? You didn't ask if it's been rolled over before.
Ask about Super Mouse and how he stayed in there as an apartment for 2.5 years.
Oh, yeah. The glove box was the head of Super Mouse in Exeter, New Hampshire.
Head of Super Mouse headquarters.
Super Mouse headquarters was this car.
Mouse.
And
Super
now it's Dylan
Mouse.
Joe Basin Podcast, second podcast studio. It went from one to the other very quickly, and you guys didn't even know this. But anyways, I'm being kind of facetious about this, so don't tell anyone that the car is not a show car.
All right, you know a great way to not talk about that is who's
it's
next
a mouse
for,
house.
Number 2.
Oh, sure. Yeah, but I'm just saying is that, guys, this is a big deal. No one's taking this seriously. Come to Boston, April something, to go see
I'm not gonna take it seriously
the Dylan Joe Basin Podcast official rally car that's never rallied before and broke down on its first one immediately.
Well, Dylan, you'll have to put it on Instagram with the hood and then be like, here's the dates.
Fucking bet it will, dude.
Here's the date.
Yeah, I'm printing this motherfucker out, dude. I already got the whole thing down. Putting the vinyl on.
I just mean, like, if you want people to actually show up, you have to tell them a day to show up. You can't just say show up sometime, you know?
Yeah, this is this is like the wedding save the date without the date.
Save the date.
Without the date.
With no date.
No date.
In the back.
I'll put on the Instagram, and it's going to be awesome. So you guys just stay put. All right, so on number 2, let's go, guys. Sorry for the distraction.
No, I'm glad to hear about that. It sounds like a fun time.
This is a huge deal. This is giant market.
No, that wasn't a. I was trying to give you a break and say, it's not a big deal. Not launch back into your diatribe about the fucking car show. Now get into your number 2.
My first?
Dom just had the tongue.
I already went.
So I'm second.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, sounds good. Dude, I wasn't going to drink today. Then my mom bought a 6-pack. What am I going to do?
I honestly, I was just trying to be a ball buster. Being
what am I going to do? Not drink a whole 6-pack for the podcast?
No, I don't blame you for that. No,
so,
you do what you got to do.
Yeah, my number 2 is easy.
Easy.
Super easy. And I couldn't figure out which one was best. I want to give a shout out to prions. They're not a parasite.
After this, we should do our honorable mentions. We'll do after this. Then
honorable mention prions.
Yeah, we'll do that.
But a real parasite, which is something that everybody in this fucking room, 3 rooms, can experience, is the fucking lamprey.
The lamprey.
I'm Jeremy Wade.
Jeremy Wade.
Jeremy Wade. I'm out here in the middle of a forest. I'm trying to find a river monster. Lampreys was a whole fucking episode for this motherfucker. And they are honestly, out of all of Jeremy Wade's episodes, the scariest fucking lamprey eel we've ever seen for a jawless fish comprising of petrozondiforms. The adult lamprey is characterized by a toothed, funnel-like sulking mouth. The common name lamprey is probably derived from the lamprey in Latin, lampetta, bretta, which
I don't know how is it spelled on Wikipedia.
Stone liquor. Lamprey is sometimes seen for its plural form. So lampreys are a fucking tube of asshole that has been around for a goddamn long time. They're from Middle Jurassic to the end of the Cretaceous period.
Cretaceous,
whatever, depending on what it's Cretaceous.
There was a lot of crustaceans in the period.
SpongeBob you watch.
So they existed before the Tyrannosaurus Rex ever existed. Like, this is how old these things are.
Yeah, they're that fucking old, and they somehow made it because they don't do. No one fucking eats them. They don't give a fuck. Well, people eat them.
People do eat them. That's nasty, though.
Everyone eats them, and other fish eat them. They found a way.
No one eats them. Everyone eats them. Actually, everybody.
No, I hear you on this, but they've done a great job at making shit.
Yeah,
work.
They're horrifying little goblins from outer space.
And they're fucked. It's like an eel with the mouth that's a sucker full of teeth, and the exact same teeth from James and Giant Peach's fucking mechanical shark.
Oh,
yeah. That's a
very good comparison.
The picture's up right now.
They're
of course,
fucked as hell. That's the best way
I probably
to
go back in the Basement Podcast says I had this picture saved last time we talked about lampreys. It's in the folder somewhere. They're fucking awful.
Yeah, when you see them like sucking onto the wall, you go, "Holy goddamn fuck! How did Jeremy Wade have that attached to his neck?" That's what you say every time.
Crazy motherfucker.
Look, because he's fucking the number 1 G of all time, top G.
Even higher than Andrew Tate.
No. Andrew Tate's a pussy. Jeremy Wade is top G. That's what I always say.
I agree, but
been saying this for a long time, actually.
G,
this has been my opinion on Jeremy Wade forever. He's been top G.
Top dog.
All of it. Dude, top dog, top G, top
got that dog in him.
Slayer. I'm not sure. I mean, I would eat lamprey, but yeah, they're fucking disgusting, dude. They latch onto you, suck your blood, but they're not like they're
like a super leech.
Yeah, but like a regular leech is fucked. Yeah. Lampreys are
extra fucked up.
Are Jurassic fucked. That's all I'm gonna say.
Welcome to Jurassic Fucked.
Yeah. Leeches are like today fucked when I go mountain biking and go try to piss in a river. Lampreys are Jurassic Park sucking on a T-Rex's leg fucked.
That's fucked up, man. That ain't right.
That ain't right.
I just had one of those on the tip of your dick.
Ever happened to you?
Stand By Me style. Just get a lamprey on there.
They're bad, dude. Man. Be real bad to have that on your dick. And
I think you need more than fingernails to get that thing off. You need some holy water and a spear.
Holy water, spear, and some fucking morphine.
Oh yeah, that's the least.
And some scissors, maybe.
Scissor me timbers.
Maybe if you cut it in half at the back.
Your dick?
No. If it's sucking on your dick,
let it finish, then cut it off.
Like you're docking with another dude.
Yeah, you're docking with a lamprey. But again,
you're docking with a lamprey.
It isn't
docking with a lamprey. You gotta cut it. You gotta cut it. Right.
That's the name of our next album, by the way.
Docking with a lamprey.
Ain't that some shit?
And honestly, Joe, I think you should name this podcast episode that Docking with Lamprey.
Will do,
only if we want to get kicked off YouTube.
It's up to you.
That's innocuous.
That is pretty.
I don't hate it, though. Docking with a lamprey.
Yeah.
That's the people who know, and the people who don't go, what's that mean?
Then, but Docking with
That'd
lamprey
be funny.
Is fine. Yeah. So there we got that. So now my number 2 is a little parasite called the Lazia. So much like Dominic's cordyceps mushroom, it isn't just one particular brand, but it is a group of them. They all do this, and this is proof to me, one of the many proofs that God cannot exist in the way that people believe it. Because if God is all loving and all powerful, He would not let this kind of shit go on planet Earth. This is fucking terrible shit. So it is a worm or nematode. These are kind of like roundworm things. Where
nematode.
Their eggs will hatch on the body of a fly. And then they start to grow into little tiny worms, microscopic worms on the fly. And the flies, which drink the tears of their enemies, another demonic evil thing that God should not let exist, will land on the face of the mammal, usually who has tear ducts. And when it does that, try to drink its tears, these nematodes will crawl off the fly onto the tear ducts of the animal, meaning that this thing completely subsists on the ocular tissue of what it is and what its host has. So it's not, oh, I'm going to eat some of your food as the little tongue arthropod. It's not going to go in your intestines. It's not going to suck your blood. It's going to eat your eyes from the inside out. So every one of its hosts become blind with an awful feeling of something eating away at your eyes slowly every minute of your life as your vision slowly starts to cloud, and then one day you become completely blind for the rest of your life. And that's just not something that happens with this. This is necessary for this being's life cycle. The only way that this thing can exist is to blind other creatures. It usually happens to younger creatures that can't figure out how to get the flies out of their eyes. So like calves, little ponies, babies, infants,
little green ghouls,
little ponies.
Ghouls. Talking about, I guess, foals. I couldn't think of the word for a baby horse. Foals, colts. So the youngest and the most vulnerable of us on the planet Earth are susceptible to this little worm that goes inside of your eyeballs and eats your eyes from the inside out, and then it lays eggs inside your eyes. The flies come back by again. They pick up the eggs hatch on the flies come back to the next thing, and it just goes from eye to eye of every animal it can come into contact with, burrowing inside its ocular nerves, inside its eye tissue, and blinding all of them with an awful pain. So the rest of your life, you'll be blind. Good for you. I'm not just saying the thing happens. I'm saying it's necessary for this animal, this parasite, to survive. And it's part of how it lives. Thanks a lot, God. Why the fuck did you make that one?
Yeah, Tell me that. That's rough. That's rough.
What is the reason for that? Well, there's this free will, there's decision making, there's good and the bad, it's a circle of life. Why can't it just eat my body and not just blind little babies? Why does it have to live from eating eyes? What the fuck is going on there? My number 2 pick for the top 5 parasite is the fucking worst parasite. The eye-eating thing that only eats your eyes, especially babies. It's called the Thalazia. No thanks. Fucking disgusting.
Amen, sister. That thing fucking sucks.
Hope I never get one of those.
Just will it away.
Whole bunch of bullshit there.
You can't exactly pull those out with your tweezers because it's inside.
Well, you take a piece of raw meat and you keep it on your eye.
You hope until it crawls.
Yeah, Tom's got that down. Dude.
No, you have to take another eye and put it outside your eye. A taste of your eye. They only eat eyes. They don't eat meat. They eat eyes only. Mm-hmm.
You're saying eyes aren't meat? So eyes are vegan, according to Joe Collins.
Eyes are vegan. You heard it here first. Don't do it podcast. They don't need muscle tissue. They only eat ocular tissue. Anyway, that's my pick. I think we've done it now. I think that's number two.
That's it.
We recap for the three of us.
I do need to recap. Yeah. So I had the tongue-eating louse.
I had the lamprey.
And I had the thalassia, the eye-eating nematode.
Nematodes, the little creatures that drank SpongeBob's house out of existence.
Yes, the cutest version of the awful.
That being said, simply for the reason that Jeremy Wade is the most badass human alive, he speaks 4 or 5 languages and has been arrested in multiple countries, and put a lamprey on his neck, I got to go with the sea lamprey.
Gracias, senor.
If that was the qualification, besides the lamprey, every single international spy would be your vote. Is that right, Tom?
Every international man of mystery.
Yeah. Austin Powers gets your vote. Is that right?
While I do very, very much think of... I'm trying to phrase this the right way.
Please pick your words wisely.
I've based my whole identity
counselor.
after mimicking Jeremy Wade.
That's very apparent.
I'm basically Jeremy Wade version 2.
I would say more like Jeremy Wade Jr., but you're working your way up.
Sure, but I'm trying to just be him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to have no individuality. He is my master. He is my everything.
You're kind of a parasite on the body of work that Jeremy Wade has produced.
He's my Jesus Christ, and I am him now as a young guy.
I am him, and he is me.
We are.
You wake up. It's you.
Yeah.
No.
Like I just go every day. I wake up and people look at Andrew Tate. People look at fucking those other guys.
For Christ's sake.
All these other dudes. And I go, no. Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins, that's his name.
Yeah, which is funny. Him,
Deepak Chopra.
Yeah, all that shit. Yeah, I look at Jeremy Wade and I go, that's the guy I
My idol.
always wanted to be, the guy I'm trying to be, the guy I hope people see me as. And that's fine, but doesn't mean that I'm going to pick Lamprey, Dom. It just doesn't. Like, I get it, dude. Like, that's...
Because your number 2 pick is not Jeremy Wade, even though it is.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, my number 2 pick for Parasites is Jeremy Wade.
Jeremy Wade.
No. I think he's great, dude. You know, like I said, I hope. Actually, I've heard 1,000 times that people see me and they go, "Is that Jeremy Wade?"
1,000 times.
Yeah, and I go, and I'm at a bar. I'm like, no,
inside
actually,
your skull, you're saying it to yourself every second.
No, and I go,
I heard it 2,000 times a day.
I'm sitting at a bar in Salem, Massachusetts, drinking a Sazerac, and I go, no, it's not me. I'm not Jeremy Wade. It's me.
I can see you looking at me. I'll solve it for you.
You think I'm Jeremy Wade?
Of course.
You think I'm Jeremy Wade here, but I ain't Jeremy Wade. But goddamn it, I mean, come on around here, put this hat back on, and I ain't.
I'm Dylan Ray, not Jeremy Wade.
I'm Dylan Ray. Welsh name, Irish last name. I ain't Jeremy Wade. So Dom, I'm not. I know people think that I look like him.
All right, we're
gonna
need your vote there,
all right.
Jeremy.
I'm not. So I'm voting for the fucking eye fish.
It's a nematode.
The eye nematode, fucking shithole, disgusting fuck.
The shithole country.
Not the fact that people think I'm Jeremy Wade every time I leave the fucking house.
Even though that's
annoying.
Definitely what happens.
I am
absolutely
saying that, yeah, the lamprey's fucked, and I love the lamprey. It makes me stay awake at night sometimes because of how cool it is. I vote the
Lazia.
The eye asshole.
De Blasio.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Well, although I agree that Jeremy Wade is very cool and a badass guy, I don't worship him quite in the same way you do, but I know I can see why you do.
Yeah, he's my.
And
you don't watch the show enough. That's why.
Right. And
I've
been to a bar in the middle of the day. They just put it out.
Yeah, it's the worst time to watch it.
No, but I do respect him, and obviously, if I didn't grow up with you, I could easily mistake you for him. And if I never met you before, I'd be like, I can't. It's hard to see the difference. Your accent is the only thing really distinguishes you.
I appreciate it, but I've heard this before.
Absolutely. That being said, Jeremy Wade did not voluntarily put a thalassia in his fucking eye and be like, hey, check this out. He put a lamprey on his neck. That's way different. This shit's fucking horrifying. It's terrifying. Once it really gets into your eyes, there's no way to cure it.
Hey, Dylan, Joe took this too seriously again.
Hey. My vote's for thalassia. The number 2 pick, the eye-eating nematode.
Wait, so should we contact Jeremy Wade and tell him he's a pussy to put the eating nematode?
No, what we should do is take this time to tell people.
Joe thinks
watch
he's a pussy.
I don't think you understood my point very much there. My point wasn't that he's a pussy. My point is he's so badass, even he wouldn't voluntarily do this. That's how crazy this thing is.
I'm going to take this time to tell everyone who's watching or listening, go home, watch River Monsters called Monsters Inside Us, where they did an entire episode just on the parasites they've gotten in other countries while looking for these.
Well, there's a whole entire show called Monsters Inside Me, which is what they ripped it off from.
Yeah, that's not what I said.
Isn't that about getting
But they
raped
named it
by
because
your
of that.
Stepdad?
It's in the same channel.
Yes.
Wait, what happened?
Isn't Monsters Inside Me being like raped by your stepdad?
No, that's just you.
That's Monsters B-side.
Oh, that's just me. Okay, got it. All right. Seal Killer?
If it's not a stepdad, it's A-side. Okay.
No,
guys,
that's the monster next door.
Jeremy Wade here. I forgot what he fucking says.
Take us to the commercial break as if you're Jeremy Wade.
That's what I'm trying to do, dude.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm Jeremy Wade, monster angler, professional angler, and river trouter. We're taking the first commercial break since our last commercial break. See you guys out.
If that's how cool he is, no wonder I haven't watched this
He's fucking
show.
sick, dude.
You guys are fucking lame.
No, that was spot on.
He's the best guy out there.
This week's episode of the Dylan Joe Basement Podcast is brought to you by Little Doggy Sweaters. Little Doggy Sweater, that's nice. Your doggy gets chilly in the wintertime, and it's nice to let them have a little warmth, a little coziness. Plus, stylish, form-fitting, and little hoodie. This particular one is the Star Wars edition, Star Wars brand. Is your pup a Jedi? Is he a Sith? We won't tell. So yeah, you can get a doggy sweater. We have a lot of editions of it. This one is in one of our XL versions of it. So we have all different sizes. And of course, we have the new sweater coming up from the Dunes of Arrakis. Our Paul Atreides sweater coming up for the popular Dune. And don't worry, bitches. We have a new edition Barbie little doggy sweater coming out with Barbie's pink and beautiful calligraphy of Barbie on there. So you can only imagine all the sweaters we're going to make, and we are happy to sell them to you for a decent price. Use promo code podcast. No, promo code's not podcast. It's DJBP. And it's supposed to be a little light that turns on.
Yeah, so basically I was telling him, this thing that's growing on me, it's got legs, I don't know what it is. And my doctor was like, what, are you a fucking idiot? It's clearly a parasite. So I said, parasites, no shit. We're doing a whole podcast on that next week. And he said, can I be on? And I said, what's your first name? He said, Kevin. And I said, nope, no Kevins. So welcome back to Top 5 Parasites.
That's a strict rule we have. We'll stand by that. There will never be a Kevin on this podcast. God rest our souls. We'll tell you why.
It's a true story, by the way. Dominic told me that when it happened, the day after.
That happened.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, he's really going with something here. Dom's got a fucking. I can't believe he had no time to think of it. He's really rolling, and then he stuttered to a halt and then nosedive at the very end.
Yeah, no, holy shit, dude. We've had a Kevin on the podcast.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, we have.
Nope.
Yes, we have.
Oh,
nope.
Well,
I bet I wasn't there.
That's too late. Dom. Too late.
It was top 10 cars.
Yep, wasn't on it. Therefore, we.
I always think that Dom was on that one, but that would have made it 6 people
I was
instead of 5.
when I saw that come out. I was like, oh.
No, but that Kevin is the only Kevin I trust.
Yes, the Kevin we trust. On the Kevin
that Kevin is the only Kevin in the world.
So we're here at the top 5 parasites here.
Shout out to Kevin W. You're fucking awesome.
Hell yeah, man. So we're going to do a couple honorable mentions here. Parasites that haven't made the list yet before we run down our list. And One that I thought would have come up maybe by anybody here, but I guess it's one that we haven't experienced, because if I experienced this one, much like scabies, it would be on my list, and that's bed bugs. Because every story I hear about bed bugs is a nightmare, and it takes months to take care of.
No, this is best. This is honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
I thought it was. Oh, fucking Jesus!
Bed bugs. I mean, I always hear nightmare stories, and you can't get rid of them.
I know one dude who had bed bugs.
Can't sleep.
Fuck.
I never heard a bed bug story. I was like, yeah, it wasn't that bad. It's always like it ruined my life. I had to move.
Yep.
You know, it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Terrible. It's my life. It's now.
Bed bugs aren't just like they're in your carpet. They're in everything.
Everywhere.
They're called bed bugs, but they should be called life bugs.
The people that like go in and like do the exterminations for them, they get to the building, they change their clothes, then put the Tyvek suits on, go and clean it all out. They come out, they throw the suit away, they take their clothes off them in trash bags and put their other clothes back on. They're that careful to make sure that they don't get anywhere.
Yeah.
It's so fucked, dude.
So bad. Another one that didn't come up with similar to ringworm in symptoms is pinworm. But it's actually a worm, unlike a fungus, and you still have itchy asshole syndrome. So the difference is the little buddies are poking out of there because they're inside your rectum and they're digging
Joe,
around.
do you know how they find those?
How?
I know people who've had pinworms, and they're like, "Oh yeah, my dad put Scotch tape on my asshole,"
and they just rip them out like that.
And then the pinworms like go out of your asshole, then hit the Scotch tape, then you pull them out.
Yeah, no, that's awful.
But they can also go into your feet, because like I was talking to somebody who someone met, but they're not here, not in the U.S. Sorry, not in Massachusetts. They're from Indiana, and they're like, "Oh, don't walk barefoot. Don't walk barefoot over there." I was like, "It's fine." They're like, "Oh, you're gonna pinworms." I'm like, "No, I'm not here." They're like, we used to walk in swamps in Indiana and get pinworms. Mm-hmm. The pinworms go in their feet, and I'm like, "Yeah, no."
Up to your ass.
That's not something we fucking deal with here. I was like, that's
lucky for us. Just the Lyme disease, thank you. No pinworms.
Yeah, just Lyme disease. It's fine. Not fucking pinworms. What the fuck? I was like, are you serious? Like, oh yeah, no, we always got pinworms in our feet to pull them out. I'm like, that's horrible.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah. What the fuck?
The next one I have on my list is pediculosis. It's the disease you get when you have something called the head louse, also known as lice. Might be one of the most common parasites, because a lot of people get it.
I've also never had anyone ever had that.
Infective. I never had it either, luckily.
No, but it's the same thing as pubic lice too. It's all the same.
Oh, it's all the same. It's just depending where it wants to hang out.
Yeah, it's whether you're a child or a teenager.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I put my friend's
hat on my dick. You gotta shave up top and down low if you get that.
You gotta go full Dr. Evil if you get that.
Sorry,
yes.
I mean, it's not as bad, but I could not mention lice. I mean, it's like the most common parasite.
We all know someone who had it, though, right?
Oh yeah. Dominic, one of Dominic's sisters had it. You don't know which one.
My cousin. Oh, I know which one. My cousin Dominic had it too.
I'm not your cousin. We've gone over this.
My cousin.
My cousin Dominic. And then, wait, did the one with the A got it?
That's. I only know two Dominics, and they're my cousin and Dylan's cousin.
Wait, but the sister with the
A? The sister that's name starts with an A, she had it for a little bit when she was like fourth grade or whatever.
What a nightmare! Did she have to shave her head?
No, they just used shampoo.
I knew she had it. I think she told me. But wow, that's funny.
Anyway,
what a character builder! No wonder she's so funny.
Yeah, and I know she's so hilarious.
You're like, oh, Amanda wasn't funny.
It was Angela, by the way.
Oh my god, I didn't even.
The whole time I'm like, I'm sure he thinks it's Amanda because he knows Amanda.
Didn't even think. For some reason, didn't ring a bell.
They both start with A. Yeah. I thought you were being clever, being like, let's not say who it is, and then you're like, I'm
not being clever at all. Just forgot Angela start with an A. Sorry, Angela.
Phone number out there too. While we're at it, get your phone number.
It was Amanda.
Dylan, what's your address?
It wasn't Amanda.
1 Friend Street.
Stop it.
Oh god, they're gonna kill. Someone's gonna kill me.
Undisclosed location.
Yeah.
All right. So that I have one more, and that's one that I've heard of people getting, but it's like one of the scariest ones. Is trichinosis, which is caused by a parasite in pork. If you do not cook pigs.
Oh fuck pork anyway, dude. Bacon's the only way to eat it.
If you do,
I'm not trying to eat does anyone here buy pork and cook it?
I don't. I buy it from restaurants. So you pull pork.
pulled pork.
Ham.
Pulled pork and ham are
is
cool.
Still pork.
Yeah, I know, but that's cool. But like having like, I'm gonna have like a pork fucking
sliders.
No, like a pork
chops.
Pork chops, yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good. Dude.
I'm not
I
big
eat
on
bacon.
pork chops. It ain't great that way.
Pork chops freak me the fuck out.
But yeah, you can get all kinds of fucking sin. It's no joke. You can get inflammation in your heart, lungs, and your central nervous system. Like you can die from trichinosis if you don't fuck around.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah, I was never in trichinosis. So I never made it past calculus.
Oh, nice.
And there we have it. The honorable mentions. Unless Dom, did you have one?
No, not really. I had one, but I forgot.
I forgot. So now we'll do our recap before we do our final number one. Now, those are all ones that could have made the list, but they did not. And these ones did. Our top 5 parasites go as follows. Number 5, scabies. Number 4, ringworm. Number 3, tapeworm.
Whoop, whoop.
Number 2, I forget how to spell it. The Lazia, also known as the eyeball nematodes.
Good one. Classic.
And that'll bring us to the number 1. The number 1 of the top 5 parasites. And I think the Dom went last time, which means it will start with Dylan.
With Die Dog.
Yeah, there we go. Just like another D that you didn't know about.
Another D.
Like Amanda's sister. Forgot that they both had an A.
Which one of Amanda's brothers starts with a D that had lice?
Yeah, pretty much. Sorry, guys.
I didn't have that gay elementary school lice. I had college lice in my balls.
Yeah, it's called HPV.
Very
Doesn't
different.
go away.
But all right, so
leads to cancer.
My age and Joe's age, she swear to fucking God she had lice.
Maybe she did and I forgot, but the one I know didn't. And we'll move on.
Okay, the other one didn't. I just wanted to know this because
and
she's funny, and I'm like, that's character development, and I think it's cool. That's all. So
getting lice is cool.
Probably
if
not.
Getting your lice is cool, consider me Miles Davis.
Exactly. So all right,
no milk,
guys, glad you brought me back here. My favorite parasite of all time is the dickfish. Glad you asked why the dickfish, Dylan. Because if you're in the Amazon,
it's the funniest one.
And you decide to take a piss in the countries of Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and all of a sudden you're pissing in the Amazon, and
in the river, like not like into the river, like you're pissing in the river.
Yeah, you're like up to your shins where a scooter could hit you.
No, you're up to your dick.
No,
your dick has to be in the water for this to happen.
Not true.
Okay,
this isn't true, dude.
All right, I can't wait to hear it.
As far as I know, it is. Let's hear.
Have you seen River Monsters, Joe?
I guess I haven't seen the Candiru episode.
You haven't? Okay, this will solve everything. So, you have to
It'll
just be
solve everything.
Have you ever been hit in the shins with a razor scooter?
I have, and it does not feel great.
Okay, just be up to about there in the Amazon River, take a piss, and then all of a sudden, a fish the size of a fucking anchovy -4,
so a little bit smaller,
just swims up your dick hole.
Are you about to consider that it swims up your pee stream like a salmon going up a waterfall all the way into your dick? Is that what you think happens? So it doesn't use
the pee. There's a lot of physics going on here. It doesn't
or lack thereof.
It doesn't use the pee stream as a form of propulsion or as like a helicopter would pull the air.
That's what I'm thinking. Really, it's pulling the water.
It's pushing out and using the pee stream as like a honing device. So
yes, that is what it does in the water. Yes, but not in the air because
in the air too. It jumps out of the water, then follows the pee stream into your dick.
It's a flying fish and it goes, "Oh, watch out for my dick! Here it comes!"
No, it knows that the pee is coming out of your dick just like electricity, and it follows it up into your dick hole, and then gets in there like a toothpick. And
it does that in the water,
and then goes in and goes into your bladder, and then you're fucked.
Get in your dick hole.
Yeah.
It does that usually in the gills of a fish, so it feels the heat coming off of the gills, and it latches itself on, swimming in the water, still in the water, in the gills. So when your dick is in the water and you're peeing, it feels that same heat, and it swims through the water into your penis hole and does it that way. It doesn't jump out of the water and then homing device missile your dick. Dude. It's still not good, but as long as you don't pee while you're submerged in the water, you're not in danger of the Candiru jumping out. Just dispute that fucking claim right now.
That's cool. Well, you should watch the live reenactment of Jeremy Wade's little kid in the Amazon who's peeing. Well, it's like a guy, but it goes up his pee stream.
It swims up the stream?
It goes up his pee stream out of the water.
Damn.
Into his dick.
Okay.
Look, I'm just basing this off of fucking River Monsters.
You're basing it off of a reenactment of something that never actually happened. But I guess that's probably more accurate than the actual science. But okay.
Yes. So, yes, the dickfish does typically like to go into the gills of other fish. Makes a lot of sense.
Even if the fish jump out of the water, it'll chase them out. Into the
gills are basically, I mean, they're their lungs, so there's a million capillaries, arteries, whatever.
I thought you were
pulmonary objects that I can suck off of shit. It was also, oh yeah, wow, didn't know this either. In the 21st episode of the 3rd season of Grey's Anatomy, a man
River Monsters.
A man is admitted to a hospital with a dickfish in his urethra, and in the 6th episode of the 1st season of River Monsters, host Jeremy Wade interviews a man who had a Candiru fish swim up his urethra, as well as the doctor announced the surgeon who removed it.
How did they remove it?
Easy,
hopefully
dude.
Carefully.
It's easy.
I figured
they had to like rip it out like a reverse
dick and held
hook.
it in front of him until it came out.
Dude.
They just have everyone pees on it until it gets out.
Dude, it's almost a non-invasive surgery. They don't have to cut anything.
No,
yeah, dude. Let me open your eyes.
They just try to make it not latch on anymore or whatever.
So, dude, there's endoscopies and colonoscopies. There's also a like dickoscopy where they stick a camera up your dick hole into your bladder to look for cancer, and then they can do a biopsy that way. Easy to
I've
pull
heard
out
of that,
the
but
dickfish.
I'd rather get a dickfish than have that happen to me. But
I'd rather get my head cut off.
Yeah,
honestly.
It sounds awful.
That sounds horrible. Catheters, nightmare. The whole thing is
like a catheter with a light on the end. Just kind of looking around like,
and a
like
little
War of
knife.
the Worlds when the fucking things come in the room and they scan.
Haven't seen it,
dude. This is literally War of the Worlds inside
your prostate.
That's actually what this is. So, if you get a dickfish inside of you,
this is an absolute
Dom,
nightmare.
it's when they're in the basement and Tom Cruise down there with like the son or the daughter. Yeah, I know, but you should. And it comes in. That's what they have to do. Joe nailed it so hard. Sorry, that's my pick.
All right, nice. That's an awesome pick.
Yep.
That's fucking terrifying. I mean, as far as the whatever you call it, the criteria for a parasite, just the horror, the discomfort, the mental anguish, knowing there's a fish inside of your penis hole, it's got to be so mentally draining and so physically painful.
I don't like that.
I mean, I don't know what to do in that case.
I wouldn't like that.
No. And so that's why I'll never pee inside the water, which I think is already weird. I know people are like,
Amazon,
you pee in the
pool.
pool,
Like, what about
fine.
like in the ocean?
But every time you pee in the ocean or pee in water, your dick is in contact with the open water. So when you open up your urethra and you close it, that water comes in. You're sucking in water every time you pee without getting in the water. When you
I'm doing fine, dude.
When you pee,
otherwise my pee wouldn't taste salty. Then what's the point?
I'm just saying it's weird because every time you pee in submersion water, that water is entering your dick hole every time you stop peeing.
Yeah, dude,
which is how the Candiru comes in.
Though until you're surfing in the winter in your wetsuit and then you pee, and your pee compared to the 41-degree water is like boiling water on your balls and your wiener, and it feels so good.
It's worth it. As long as you're
just saying,
not in the Amazon River, then I'd say go for it.
Amazon? Don't go in it. Just don't fucking go in that dirty
So my
ass.
number two, or my number one rather, I'm the second one to go. My number one pick for top parasite of all time is the Plasmodium malariae, which is an amoeba that is a parasite. It cannot survive on its own. It needs to have a host. And its process, as we said, usually parasites go from one thing to another. This one goes through the body of the Anopheles mosquito, our number 3, I think, on the insect list, or number 5 or whatever. It goes from that into a host body, a warm-blooded animal.
Which I was going to mention a mosquito as an honorable mention, but I was like, it's involved in his number one. So
but it is a parasite. It's a parasitic bug, but it's whatever. So this is an amoeba. It enters your bloodstream and it starts to co-opt your body as its host. And as it does that, like I said, for most parasites, it doesn't try to kill you immediately. It tries to, really take advantage of you for a while. But eventually, you will contract the disease because of this thing that they call malaria. That is the malaria amoeba. It can cause headache, fever, vomiting. Then it changes over to anemia, which is that your blood can't transfer oxygen to your body. Convulsions, jaundice, as your organs start to fail. Neurological deterioration, and then eventually a coma leading to your death. This little amoeba starts to get to work on you, and once it does, you are fucked. Unless you have the proper medication, which we have now. But because of the fact that this thing is so prevalent, it might be the most prevalent parasite on the entire planet, because all these mosquitoes go everywhere carrying around with them. If a deer tick had wings and could multiply the way a mosquito could,
it'd be a bicycle.
It'd be a bike. And we'd have Lyme disease.
If my grandma was a parasite, she'd be malaria.
She'd be malaria. Because this thing is so prevalent and still is to this day, but it's so curable now that we have medication for it. You can take medication beforehand, which is, I guess, supposed to give you vivid dreams, I hear. I never take the medication for it.
I haven't had one of those since high school.
But you're supposed to get, vivid dreams. Yeah, that vivid. But anyway, my main point, of course, is the Serious Joe point, which is this is the most deadly parasite of all time. It's killed 60 billion people worldwide since we started tracking throughout history.
Since we started talking?
Since we started talking. No. Wow. Since, as far as we can tell in history, which would make it more deadly, considering the mosquito part we already said in the past episodes, more deadly than every single war in the world combined. That's pretty bad.
I haven't seen
parasite.
War of the Worlds. We already went over that.
War of the Worlds. It's called Malaria Trump, and it's going to kill us all. That's my pick for number one.
Kill
the parasite, whatever. The ticks, they might do a bad job. The fucking tapeworm, it's not good either. But this thing has killed more people than warfare. If it was a horseman of the apocalypse, it would be fucking malaria. That's my pick.
Did it kill more people than the Amazon dickfish?
It did, by quite a large number. But at least it doesn't go in your dick. So you can still use your dick while you have malaria, which is a point in the direction of the Candiru, I believe.
Good to know.
Dom, let's hear your number one pick for top parasite.
Now, this is definitely going to be one of the most, if not the most shocking one on the list that
I'm
you
shocked.
didn't realize was a parasite. And I'm talking about yo-ho, he's a jolly old so. Christmas time, the mistletoe is a parasitic plant.
Mistletoe, a parasitic plant. Our first plant on the list.
Basically, mistletoes don't grow on the ground in dirt. They
grow on your toes.
Their roots wrap around trees and shrubs and eventually cut into it and take water and nutrients from the plant it's growing on. But like most parasites, or all parasites, just enough so it can get what it needs. It doesn't want to kill the plant that it's on.
Yes.
Just like the river pike in the Merrimack.
Well, absolutely. Did you ever eat that?
No.
Well,
I was called gay way too many times for asking.
You know what else you shouldn't eat? Mistletoe. Mistletoe is not only is it a parasite, it's poisonous to humans. It causes blurred vision, diarrhea, nausea, and vomiting, and not as often, it can lead to seizures.
What the fuck?
But guess what? For over 1,000 years, it's been used in ancient Chinese medicine, or traditional Chinese medicine.
Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
Must be like, oh, what's that? You ate something you shouldn't have? Eat this mistletoe. Another interesting thing about mistletoe is it's originally from Europe. It wasn't introduced to America until 1900 in Northern California, where it became American.
A Christmas tradition.
Yes, of course. American mistletoe, which is different than European mistletoe. European mistletoe is more deadly than American mistletoe, but there are significantly more cases of American mistletoe poisoning than European because Americans are dumb and can't stop eating things.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, they're already making out, and they're like, "Hey, let's do a little dessert."
As well
Joe, I'm glad you brought that up. Let me talk about how that came about in mistletoes for a second.
I would love to hear about it, and so would our listeners.
Yes, I'm sure. But see, this is why, and I will admit, I did not write stuff down for this one. I'm reading it off because it was too much to write down.
You don't have to admit that. Dylan never does.
Yeah. Well, the reason they believe why mistletoe started as being a romantic thing is way back in ancient Greece, where their term
it's that long ago.
Tyrannus, which means semen, roughly translates to oak sperm.
Huh.
And mistletoe often grows on oak trees. So they were like, hey, look at those other leaves that are different. That's oak sperm.
But really, it's like a tick on your dick being called man sperm.
Yes.
That's awful. Wow, I did not know that.
And the Romans associated it with love and understanding. They were the first ones to hang it over doorways. And it wasn't until the Christian era in Europe that it started
co-opted
being
another tradition for Christ, as always.
Yeah, it became a symbol of fertility back when they needed people because everyone died from a plague. Yeah. And then the kissing started in the 18th century, where the mistletoe would be hanging up in the noblemen's houses, and the servants would be like, "Oh, what if we kissed under the mistletoe while they were asleep?" And then you get sexually assaulted. But that's basically how it started.
Wow.
And it's super popular, and it's deadly. Damn. And it's a fucking parasite. Who would have thought that mistletoe?
Never knew it.
Is a parasite. Yeah, kiss me under the lamprey. Kiss me under the tapeworm.
Kiss me under the snakehead in Georgia and Florida.
Kiss me under
Plasmodium merle.
It's like
kiss me under the alligator gar in the fucking Florida Keys.
That is the ultimate cuck situation. Kiss me while my husband dangles his dickworm dick over our head.
I guess it is. I never thought of it that way.
Kiss me under the mice in Dominic Moro's house in Fitchburg.
Kiss me.
Touch my camera through
under
the
super mouse. Okay. That's awesome. Mistletoe.
That's the mistletoe.
I think that Dylan probably
Mazel
has 10%
tov.
battery
Let's
now.
go.
10 minutes left, so let's wrap it up. Which means the voting starts with Dylan. Again, it is mistletoe, malaria, and the candiru, also known as the dickfish.
Dickfish, it would suck.
Dickfish, it does suck. That's part of how it lives.
Yeah.
Killed so many people.
And I'm going to say I love both of your answers, but we haven't had one fight yet, and I'm not going to go down easy on my number one. Malaria is my pick.
If you think I'm not picking mistletoe, the most interesting parasite of the night,
if I'm not pissing mistletoe,
sorely mistaken.
You don't know what's going on. All right, we have to get at least one tie. I mean, come on, here we go. That being said, now let's do 10 more minutes of talking about our thing. No. We should vote again. Vote again. Back to you. Now you have to reconsider. You can't pick dickfish again.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that you guys should pick dickfish because imagine your dick right now. Close your eyes.
But
then imagine a very sharp anchovy inside of it, burrowing its way into your bladder.
That smelly smell. That smells
smelly.
My penis.
You're trying to take a piss behind fins, and then all of a sudden this is happening, and you go, "What the fuck? Oh my god, what do I do?"
All right, I'm gonna need your vote. That's not that though.
No, I'm not voting that. I'm voting for malaria.
Malaria.
Yep.
My vote is for dickfish, candiru.
See, now, this one's really hard for me because, I mean, the main
now
thing
you
about
must
parasites,
pick one of my.
The main thing about parasites is it's like, they latch on for dear life, last as long as they can. They don't want to kill you, but it's going to kill you eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
A lot of the times it's rare. It's rare that you get it. It's not a common way to die. Especially where there's so many medicines that can prevent certain ones, or just don't piss in the Amazon rainforest water.
Mm-hmm.
River.
But I guess it really does come down to the scariest one. You look at the numbers for it. The numbers don't matter because I'm going with the dick fish.
Yeah, we know. You know by that build up. It wasn't even. You think you're cute with the fucking. Oh, you're really gonna think about it? Just pick dick
numbers
fish.
Don't matter. Dick fish.
Dick fish is the winner. A top parasite of all time.
What's the dick fish called? Candiru. Or
AKA the dick fish.
AKA the dick fish. AKA the toothpick fish. AKA the vampire fish.
That one was tough.
Coming in hard. It's also a species of parasitic freshwater catfish. So if you guys are in the place hanging out with me and Dom and Joe, and we order a Bass Pro Shops hat, and you want a catfish taco, be aware it might be a mistletoe over.
Keep your dick in your pants if you're going to eat a catfish taco.
Yep, because you might be getting a dick fish taco because it's a catfish that goes up your dick.
Final thought.
Oh, Joe's your favorite segment, isn't it?
It's my favorite segment.
This is Joe's favorite segment.
And in the fucking what do you call it? In the spirit of the season of the Parasite season, Parasites are fucking awful. I definitely wouldn't have put this on the list. Or on a podcast idea because of the fact that I fucking hate parasites so much. They are the scariest, the worst. I know that bacteria and viruses and shit like that, they are more deadly to humanity overall, like generally. But the idea of just just this little living thing, like they're not like the invisible little microbes or little, hexagons of proteins. They're like things with little teeth and little legs, and they're crawling around your body. I mean, when I've had parasites, it's been fucking bad news, man. And the psychological terror as well as the physical, it's just is unparalleled, man. I mean, I really think that the general malaise of having a like actual regular illness like cholera, you shit your brains out, or diphtheria, it is much more deadly and awful. But I think I'd rather just have that if you had to shoot me with a dart right now than have a fish in my dick. Parasites are the fucking worst, and God's not real. And if he is, he doesn't love you or care about you because he made these things, and they have to survive. The Candiru cannot survive unless it goes in your dick.
They created the bones. They created me.
They created me. The tapeworm has to go in your intestines to live. Like, these things cannot survive without doing this. This is not their choice. They have to be the worst things on the planet to live.
They can't survive without assholes or dicks.
Exactly. This is what they need.
Who can?
That's my final thoughts.
Well, my final thought is basically, what's worse than a fucking parasite? It's awful.
Nothing.
Oh, the whole point of this thing's existence is that it needs to almost kill you to survive.
It's a moocher.
It's Minnie the Moocher. It's terrible. It's like it's like if instead of if someone kidnapped you and tied you up, instead of just cutting your throat open so you bleed out, every day they walk up with a knife and just go just enough so you hurt and bleed but you don't die. It heals the next day. They just go boom, and a little bit here, a little bit there. You're like, fucking kill me, and they're like, no, but if you die, I die. Also, they can be plants.
That's a good point, Dom.
Spanish moss. We could have put on the list.
It's the Elizabeth Bathory of bullshit.
It's the Elizabeth Bathory of organisms.
Yeah, so she just puts a fucking garden hose attached to some 10-year-old girl's
face and puts
aorta,
it in her ass.
And that just like bathes herself in some blood every now and then, and then feeds her to just take from her. So it's like, yeah, parasites need to suck your dick for blood every day, but they need you to
fix it.
So you have to do the work while they just do the work for them. It's with no benefit.
Hangers
wicked
on
shitty, dude.
More way than one.
Yeah, so my final thoughts on Parasites is that it's just Dom's thoughts. Like, what the fuck, dude?
They're the worst.
Like, yeah, because like I've had a lot of ticks. I've had them in obviously my penis. I've had them on my arms. I've had one of them attached to close to my belly button. I've had those are the main ones that I remember, and it's like, what the fuck? This is fucked. They don't serve any purpose. It's not like there's like,
exist?
Anteaters need ticks to live. No one needs fucking ticks to live.
No, they can find something.
Opossums eat them, but they don't need them. They can eat anything.
They don't just eat ticks. They eat other stuff too. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like ticks could just completely go away. Whereas mosquitoes, which is sort of a parasite.
Malaria.
Well, right. Bats
malaria
eat
is
those, and bats pollinate things, and bats are part of our...
that's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, the mosquitoes aren't actually wanting malaria. Malaria is actually a parasite in them. I know it's so
right.
small.
So I'm saying is that mosquitoes fucking suck and make you issue.
Yeah.
But bats eat them, and then bats are almost like bees, so they just like help the plants, and then we eat the plants. It's all good, but fucking ticks have no purpose. Fuck them up the ass.
Absolutely.
Just like dickfish.
Terrible.
Dickfish.
Absolutely.
No one cares.
Freaking terrible.
And there you have it, folks. The top 5 parasites. Like I said, doesn't mean we like them. It means we got to pick the top 5 list. And I think we did a good fucking job today. Good job, boys. Let's wrap
I would
this
say
thing
so.
up. Dylan,
right,
you tell the folks goodbye and write them a good, nice letter because they're not going to see you again until this fall. So good, make it good.
It's a good one. It's see you guys in the fall. Buckle up. Go to Savers. Get some nice clothes. And we'll see you guys after that. But in real world is that I will be suffering from Montezuma's revenge very shortly, and then I come back and try to give us
some updates.
He's going to the Aztec Empire.
Oh yeah, I'm going there to do nothing. So
hell yeah,
for the first time in 25 years. That's how old I am. So I will be doing absolutely nothing.
Hell yeah. We're all 25. We'll see you next week on the Dylan
in the year
and Joe.
25.
Okay, see you guys, and be sure to go to the New England Car Show.
Yeah, we'll give you the date at some point.
To go see the
date will
Dylan
be
Joe.
Right now we're just edging you.
Basement Podcast Rally Car. Just get prepared to go there and see it because it's happening. So
it all stays in. We're glad you're back. We'd like to introduce you as our favorite guest, Dylan Reed.
I'm not even resident anymore. Been demoted. Been demoted so bad, guys. I'm not fucking just favorite guest.
I had this for months at a time.
That's what I was hoping you'd say.
Yes, I
was like, are you gonna just say this and not say that?
Oh, I can't. I can't not say it. I have personal experience with this.
Oh, you had scabies? They're like, oh, isn't that the pirate thing? It's like,
yes, probably, but also no. Yeah,
yes,
good chance that the whore is at the tavern getting scabies, and I also have scurvy. Yes, since we were all here, and then this fucking shithole dick bag, specifically.
Oh, I love that shit.
And it's awful. And then I hear my aunt. I'm knocking on the door. Joe, and she's notoriously cool under pressure. Joe, are you okay in there? Are you okay? I'm like, I don't feel so good. She's like, oh my god, are you okay? And I open up the door. She's like, come out here, are you okay? I open up the door. And as soon as I open the door up, I start getting full star vision. My eyes are open. I can't see anything. I'm completely blinded by like the fuzzies you get when you're about to faint. And I leaned into her. I can't see anything. And she goes, oh my god! She starts screaming. My cousin wakes up. The whole house is waking up. I'm like, She's like, oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, I had white knuckle diarrhea only a couple days ago.
White knuckle diarrhea? Let's try making it to 100 first.
Yeah,
we'll
try to get to 100 first.
We'll do our best. Not gonna happen next week.
Not gonna happen this year.
Yeah, but like a regular leech is fucked. Yeah. Lampreys are
extra fucked up.
Are Jurassic fucked. That's all I'm gonna say.
Welcome to Jurassic Fucked.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Here we go.
Dom, entertain us. Tape worm face.
Close up
of the face.
Oh, they have fucking eyes, dude.
You think those holes are their eyes?
Yeah.
They're not.
Guy, I always wanted to be the guy I'm trying to be, the guy I hope people see me as. And that's fine, but doesn't mean that I'm going to pick a lamprey, Dom. It just doesn't. Like, I get it, dude. Like, that's...
Because your number 2 pick is not Jeremy Wade, even though it is.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, my number 2 pick for Parasites is Jeremy Wade.
Jeremy Wade. If a deer tick had wings and could multiply the way a mosquito could,
it'd be a bicycle.
It'd be a bike.
The numbers don't matter because I'm going with the dick fish.
Yeah, we know. You know about that build up. It wasn't even. You think you're cute with the fucking. Oh, you're really gonna think about it? Just pick dick
numbers
fish.
Don't matter. No, but it's the same thing as pubic lice too. It's all the same.
Oh, it's all the same. It's just depending where it wants to hang out.
Yeah, it's whether you're a child or a teenager.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah. You gotta put my friend's
You gotta shave up top and down low if you get that. The sister with the
the sister that's named starts with an A. She had it for a little bit when she was like in 4th grade or whatever.
What a nightmare! Did she have to shave her head?
No, they just used shampoo.
I knew she had it. I think she told me. But wow, that's funny.
Anyway,
what a character builder! No wonder she's so funny.
Yeah, and I know she's so hilarious.
You're like, oh, Amanda wasn't funny.
It was Angela, by the way.
Oh my god, I didn't even.
Yeah, I was never in trigonosis. So I never made it past calculus.
Oh, nice.
And there we have it. The honorable mentions. Unless Dom, did you have one?
No, not really.
Little doggy sweaters, little delicious doggy sweaters with little hoods. Oh, you have young Padawan here. Young Padawan. A little doggy Padawan. A little Puggawan. And you wear them on your little head. And then you and your dog can match. That's right. We're going to sell new adult doggy sweaters for adults. That'll match your dog. And then you'll both be matching little cuties. You and your little doggy will have little sweaters on. And they'll look like a Paul Atreides of Dune. That's what they'll look like, and you'll fucking like it, too.
I was like, he's really going with something here. Dom's got a fucking... I can't believe he had no time to think of it. He's really rolling. And then he stuttered to a halt and then nosedive at the very end.
Yeah. No. Holy shit, dude. We've had a Kevin on the podcast. Joe, do you know how they find those? Yeah, there we go. You take a piss, and the countries of gets in there like a toothpick, dickfish in his urethra, and then you pee, and your pee compared. Oh god, they're gonna kill. Someone's gonna kill me.
Absolutely.
Just like dickfish.
Terrible.
Dickfish.
Absolutely.
No one cares.